days after the trade deadline has ended comes a heavyweight bout between the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. The Wild added Bobby Brink, Michael McCarron, Nick Foligno, and Jeff Petrie via trade and Robbie Fabry off waivers. The Avalanche are going all in with Brett Kulak, Nick Waugh, Nick Blankenberg, and putting the cherry on top with a reunion with Nazem Kadri. For a second stint on the team, last wearing the Colorado maroon and cerulean, hoisting the Stanley Cup at Amalie Arena, now known as Benchmark International Arena. We're at Ball Arena for puck drop here between these two Central Division rivals. In the fourth and final meeting in the regular season between these two, the Wild won 2 of the first 3 games. The first meeting was a 3-2 shootout win at St. Paul, with Kirill Kaprizov netting 2 goals. Jesper Wallstedt recorded 39 saves. The most recent meeting was a 5-2 Minnesota win at Denver. Matt Boldy and Joe Eriksson each had 2 goals. Boldy added 2 more assists, and Philip Gustafsson recorded 44 saves. The only Colorado win was a 5-1 win in St. Paul, a 2-goal night from Nathan MacKinnon and a 3-point night from Cale Makar. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Ball Arena. The Avalanche are coming off a 3-0 road trip, returning home for a 2-game homestand where Kadri will make his second Avalanche debut after getting acquired from the Calgary Flames with 20% retained salary from Calgary. Valeri Nichushkin's game-tying goal 15 seconds left in regulation, along with his shootout tally, helped Colorado defeat the Dallas Stars 5-4 at American Airlines Center to snap the Stars' 10-game winning streak. Martin Necas posted a goal and 3 assists, including the 400th point of his career. McKinnon had a tally and 2 helpers. Plus, Makar had a goal and assist. Gabe Landeskog recorded his 600th career point with an assist. The Avs' special teams were huge. Their power play went 2 for 5. The penalty kill went 3 for 4, including a 5-on-3 kill in the third period. Minnesota is coming up a 4-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights, with the newly acquired McCarron scoring and adding an assist 2 days after he led in St. Paul. Mats Zuccarello and Zach Bogosian also scored for the Wild, winners of 8 of their last 10. The win was John Hines' 400th as a head coach, and he is looking to add to that today. Bobby Brink had just 1 shot in 30-28 of ice time in his Wild debut after being acquired from the Flyers. Minnesota is banking on him as a reclamation project, not a feel-good homecoming story. One can make the assumption that the play-driving winger entering his prime can push the team closer to a deep playoff run. Let's go with what to watch here. We begin with Minnesota. We'll navigate the deadline by upgrading roster depth without paying the massive premium to land a true top 6 center, preserving key prospects and draft capital for the long term. At a year where center prices were exorbitant, Bill Guerin's restraint may prove as important as any trade he actually made. Instead, they fortified forward depth, as well as veteran defenseman Jeff Petrie, plus size down the middle Michael McCarron, addressing immediate needs in scoring depth, physicality, leadership, and defensive reliability without touching the top tier of the prospect pool. Brink is a Minnesota native who currently has 13 goals and 26 points in 56 games this season, mostly in a third-line checking role. His metrics are also impressive, showing the growth in his game, at least defensively. He has the profile of a middle 6 scorer who can moonlight higher in the lineup when he is hot. While he's 5'8", he compensates with a high motor, strong edges, and the ability to slip into the soft ice in the offensive zone rather than trying to bulldoze through it. On paper, he slots perfectly to the middle 6 on the right side behind established options like Matt Zuccarello and Matt Boldy on the depth chart. Playmaking is his strength, but his shot has become dangerous enough that defenses can't simply cheat pass, opening up seams for his linemates. That versatility should give John Hines the flexibility to use him as a primary distributor on one line and a trigger man on another, depending on the matchups. As we go on to the Colorado Avalanche, given how underwhelming the deadline has gone for most of the league's Stanley Cup contenders, getting Nick Waugh as a third-line center and steady defenseman Brett Kulak have the Avs as winners of the deadline. But Chris MacFarland, one of the league's most aggressive GMs, showed up in the field with a last-minute acquisition of Nazem Kadri, the last suit up for the Avs hoisting the cup in 22, as aforementioned. He brings the jam, and just as importantly, the scoring ability to a powerhouse team that somehow is awful on the power play. The Avalanche this season have converted just 16.2% of their power play chances, which is well off the pace for where they typically are. In a win over Dallas, the Avs have further cemented their position as the undisputed leader of the Central Division, Western Conference, and the league as a whole. They have a 6-point lead over Dallas with a game in hand, and a 9-point lead over Minnesota with 2 games in hand. By having just 12 goals to a point this year, Kadri's physicality, face-off prowess, and penchant for drawing penalties will be huge as the Avs closing on the top overall seed in the playoffs. They should have no problem getting reacquainted to Jared Bednar's system. His chemistry in the locker room speaks for itself. Nathan MacKinnon has 69 points in 54 regular season games against the Wild, 10 points in 7 playoff games, all when he was a rookie in 2014. Gabe Landeskog has recorded 46 points in 52 regular season games against the Wild, 4 points in the 2014 series, and is the 25th Swede to record 60 career NHL points. Among Minnesota-born players, Brock Nelson's 331 career goals are the 4th most in NHL history. Natchez' 14 points since February 25th are the most in the NHL in that span. Our starting goaltenders are Scott Wedgewood and Jesper Wallstedt for today's matinee matchup. As we have the lineup set of Kirill Kaprizov, Ryan Hartman, Matt Zuccarello, Matt Boldy, Joe Eriksson, Bobby Brink, Yakov Trenin, Danila Yurov, Vladimir Tarasenko, Nico Sturm, Michael McCarron, Robbie Fabry. On the forward side for Minnesota, defensemen are Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber, Jonas Brodin, Jared Spurgeon, Jake Middleton, Zach Bogosian, Jesper Wallstedt, and Philip Gustafsson. Naz is back. He is centering the third line with Parker Kelly and Nick Waugh. The other lineups include Gabe Landeskog, Nathan MacKinnon, Martin Necas, Ross Colton, Brock Nelson, Val Nichushkin, Joel Kiviranta, Jack Drury, Gavin Brindley. On the defense, Devon Taves, Kel McCarr, Josh Manson, Brent Burns, Brett Kulak, and Sam Malinsky. Wedgewood the starter, Mackenzie Blackwood the backup. Minnesota is going with the Hartman line to start this game up against the Kadri line. And Kadri start on the left wing side. Welcome back to Denver, Naz. On this nasty lineup. Hockey Day in America and happy International Women's Day. All the women out there, you're all wonderful. As this puck plays out of play, deflected out. It's going to be a penalty to start off, I think. Our referees are John Hebert and Brandon Blandina. The lines were James Tobias and Joe Mahan. Looked like it went off a Minnesota player. It's not going to be a penalty. Play stopped 14 seconds in. It was Cale Makar. Yeah, it was deflected off the skate of Marty Necas. So this faceoff is going to come in the Colorado zone to Wedgewood's right. MacKinnon loses the draw. Quick shot that was stopped by Wedgewood. Held in by the Wild. Up the far side, Kirill Kaprizov, who will soon be the highest paid man in the NHL at $17 million per year. Matt Zuccarello. But look, set up up front, centering pass, no shot in there. Brock Faber tried to get the shot away. He is tied up, but gets the puck loose. Ryan Hartman to Quinn Hughes. Long shot was stopped. Wedgewood will cover. Just Kelly, Waugh, Brindley. Is Zakhar Bardakov, Jack Drury, Joe Kiviranta. From how the lineup stack up, Nazem Kadri on his first shift back. He is on the left wing side of MacKinnon and Necas. Once again, this faceoff is to the right of Wedgewood after he covered up the last puck. Wild and another one. Quinn Hughes gives it over, left side. Matt Boldy trying to spin out his man, but could not. Boldy on the hole, far side. Faber on the retrieval, bumped by Colton. Puck kept in the zone, near half boards. And it's cleared away by Colorado. Minnesota will reset with Faber. His line mate is another U.S. Olympian and gold medalist Quinn Hughes, who scored the overtime winner against Sweden. Puck poked forward by Brock Nelson, another gold medalist with the United States. And a game that's full of gold medalists. Don't forget about Matt Boldy, a Milford, Massachusetts native. Josh Manson, one-timer blocked. Never made it all the way through. And there's a bump on the Tushkin. Another one, Quinn Hughes. That's going to be a penalty against Minnesota. Cross-checking on Hughes. And we have some pushkin shoving afterwards. And you wonder why I'm wearing a High Point shirt right now. It's because High Point is in the Big South Conference Championship. They're tied for the 4th most wins in D1 since the 2024 season entering today. Behind Houston, Duke, and UConn. There was pushing and shoving after Nichushkin was cross-checked twice by Quinn Hughes. Got away with the first one, but the officials saw the second one. Colorado's going to the power play, an area which they have trouble at all season long. Just 16.2% on the conversion rate. Minnesota's penalty kill percentage is 83.4%. They've connected in 3 consecutive games, however, which is good. David MacKinnon has 9 power play goals and is their power play specialist on the left circle. Top power play group consists of him, Necas, Nelson, Makar, and Kadri, who has rejoined the top power play unit. He bumps Boldy. Boldy staying with the puck. It was a light bump. Boldy's getting in front of the net, looking to generate a chance. 2-on-1 if he hurries up. Defenders rushing up, and they poke check it away. The Avs, they'll take it back. They have numbers. Up the far side. Kadri pass up front. Kadri tried to deflect it. Wallstedt saw it. Far corner, Makar kept it alive. And here he is at the point. Top of the right circle, and Makar will survey at the left circle. Walk in. Firing. And that's blocked. Kept inside by the Avs. Kadri will look. Necas back for Makar. One-timer MacKinnon. Kicked save by Wallstedt. Kept alive by Kadri. Makar to Necas. Down low for MacKinnon. Moving back up front. Necas couldn't get a clean look. MacKinnon on the hold. Makar surveys. Top point. Nathan MacKinnon. Left circle. Centering pass up front. Nelson couldn't get a clean look. The Wild stick lift it. And they'll skate this one out. 1 minute left on the power play. Scott Wedgewood will handle this behind his own crease. Final meeting in the regular season between these two Central Division rivals. Second day after the trade deadline. Moving up front as Wallstedt slowed the play down. Gavin Brindley kept it inside. A bump off the puck on Brodin. Brindley trying to keep it alive. Ross Colton joining in on the board battle behind the crease of Wallstedt. Nichushkin tried to poke it free, but can't do so now. Brodin and Faber all over it. Brindley's down as he is shoved. The Wild do get it out. Held inside by Colorado. Picked up by the Avs. Walking the point is Taves. Taves gives it right side. Mishandled by Brindley. Nichushkin kept it in. 15 seconds left on the power play. Taves. Left circle. Going back towards the high slot. And a one-timer by Burns doesn't work. Brent Burns gave it back over to Taves. Long shot. Deflected. Stopped by Wallstedt. Brindley trying to hold. Cannot do so for the moment. Power play's over. Faber has it behind his crease. And he'll get this one out. But it's going to be iced. Never mind the icing. Wedgewood came off his crease to play it. He'll give it to Taves. And Devon Taves will move it up far side near the Avs bench. Tarasenko shoves his man towards the Avs bench. And over towards the near corner. Colorado trying to get out their own zone. Nick Foligno is in his first game with the Wild. His brother Marcus is sidelined with an injury, still on the IR. Marcus Johansson's the other man who's injured. The Wild bring this one up. Handled down by Wedgewood, and he will cover up. It is Nick Foligno in the game. Zakhar Bardakov is in the game, not Landeskog, as Brent Burns' slap shot was blocked. The Avalanche have their issues on the power play as Nazem Kadri with a good stick lift over Matt Boldy to take away a shorthanded chance. 47 in white, Michael McCarron in his second game with the Wild. A goal and assist in 10:41 of ice time. Offensive zone face-off won by the Wild. The Avalanche take it up, and they clear this one out as Jared Spurgeon will retrieve back in his own zone. He's the captain for the Wild. The Avs trying to put the pressure on. Through the far corner, Quinn Hughes lost it, but the Wild get it back thanks to Matt Zuccarello. Poke check on Ryan Hartman. Hartman decides to move it up to get the clear. Sam Olinsky on the retrieval. Watched by Kirill Kaprizov. Moves it up for the far side. Nick Waugh over to Parker Kelly. Back to Waugh. Moving up front. Shut down by Wallstedt. Cleared out by the Wild as they move up for the far side. And they'll get some changes here. Both teams will. Devon Taves will pick it up. Taves. Part of top pairing for Canada in the Olympics. Moved it up right side. Drop pass. Shot. Stopped by Wallstedt. He'll cover up with 15:13 left in this first period. Marty Necas with the chance. Now it's Nick Foligno, 71, who shoved Nick Waugh near the bench. Almost had him stuck. A very dangerous spot for Waugh to be shoved at. But what a feed by Parker Kelly to find the approaching Nick Waugh up front. Part of this fourth line. Turned into a third line. That's how dangerous the Avalanche are. Rishaw was blocked, and here comes Tarasenko, the former Blue. Vladimir Tarasenko up front. Quick shot was stopped by Wedgewood. That was Danila Yurov, Tarasenko's fellow countryman, on the Wild. Gustafsson and Wedgewood are off to good starts. or just rather, Wallstedt's off to a good start in this game. It was Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Necas who have been a dangerous 1-2 punch on the top line. Their speed is what makes this line dangerous. Then on back is Yurov. Got a chance in tight on Wedgewood. Scoreless here, the Avalanche have 6 of the first 9 shots on goal. Ball started to draw by Yurov, and it will be Nick Foligno who will check in. Acquired for basically for free from the Chicago Blackhawks. Foligno off the draw, back towards the left point. Hughes, Faber, tries a long shot that was blocked, and the man that blocked the shot fell down. Wedgewood in his last 3 games is 3-0 of a 1.12 GAA. Play stopped here. Yurov may have gone high sticked. Yeah, he got him up high off the wall. Oof. So many guys are using a routine. That actually was not a high stick. He was hit by the puck. Ooh. And Josh Manson was trying to flip this puck out. And it may have hit Yurov in the jaw or the neck area. And he's going to be checked on by the medical staff. He has left the Minnesota bench. Minnesota wins another faceoff. Zach Bogosian, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, or Stanley Cup champion with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He returned for another stint with the Lightning, made a final there in 22, lost to the Avalanche. Their quarter, Bogosian fighting for it with Colton. Picked up by the Avs as they move through. Nelson to the right. It is Nichushkin. Moving it with speed around Middleton. Nichushkin, backhander. Nobody in the swat. And here's a shot by Colton. Never made it all the way through. Flying stick here. That was from one of the Wild. That's Bobby Brink, the newcomer. And Minnesota native. Flipped over to Nelson at the near corner from the right point. Now back for Manson. He'll wait at the left point. Going down low. Nobody at the near corner. Picked up now by Minnesota's Joe Eriksson. Gets it over. That pass was cut off and Manson will bring it back in. Josh Manson with some moves inside. Manson runs into that loose stick. Penalty is coming up against the Wild. It'll be picked up at the far corner by the Avs. Extra skater is out for Colorado. And walking with this is Zach Drury. Their corner is David MacKinnon. Centering pass. Made all the way towards the right point. Here comes a shot. And that is blocked. But comes back towards Colorado. Red Kulak with it. And MacKinnon. Parked at the left circle. Back over to Kulak. MacKinnon again. David MacKinnon walks the point. MacKinnon towards the right circle. MacKinnon right out in front. Nothing there. The Avs still hold it. Arm is still up in the air from the referee. Centering pass didn't work, but it's at the far corner. Right point and then left point. Sam Malinsky. Malinsky, one-timer. Hard one down low. Never made it to the net. Malinsky holds again. MacKinnon again. Kick save. And as Minnesota touches up, the Avalanche will go on the power play. When we return to action, Zach Bogosian is headed to the box. The Avs will get another chance. Still scoreless here. Early stages of this game. We'll be right back. standing ovation for Nazem Kadri as he returns to the Colorado Avalanche. Everyone here is giving him a loud cheer. The former Stanley Cup champion with his team in 22 has spent the last 3.5 seasons with the Calgary Flames as their top line center. He is back playing a middle six role where he is more comfortable at. The Avs spent so many years finding someone to replace him, and Brock Nelson fills in at that second line center. That puts Kadri on a third line center role. Once everyone gets back, that includes Arturi Lehkonen and Gabe Landeskog. Kadri can play top line minutes when necessary too. Michael McCarron is tossed out the faceoff circle. That'll put Yakov Trenin on the dot to go up against Kadri. And Kadri wins the draw. The fans love it. McKinnon shoots wide the goal. He'll get it back off the pass from Necas. McKinnon walks the point. Just kept in the line by Makar. Necas. And Makar again. Makar surveys right point. Will backhand it to Necas. Necas. And in front. Nelson. It's up high. Brought down by the Wild. Corralled by Faber. He'll look to clear it out. And it's moved up the ice. The Wild trying to get a short-handed chance. Trenin couldn't get a clean look at the net. Behind the crease. Trenin in front. Pass comes out to Nick Foligno. Couldn't get a clean shot as it was sticked out away by Necas. Marty Necas intercepted. It'll go all the way down by Minnesota. Cale Makar will restart this power play bunch up. Makar faced up against Nico Sturm. And here comes the speedster duo. Necas and McKinnon. McKinnon moves up with the puck. Drops it off right side. Kadri. Makar moves around the far side. Knocked around by McKinnon. Held by Necas. Going down low for McKinnon. And here's Necas one more time. Cale Makar walks the center point. Over to Necas. He'll look. McKinnon doesn't shoot it. Comes out in front. The pass intercepted. The Wild will clear it down. 45 seconds left on their second power play. Scott Wedgewood delivers this back to Devon Taves as the second units are out now. Taves will fire this one around the far side. Wallstedt slows it down. Nichushkin left it over for Gavin Brindley. Comes out to Brent Burns. Light wrister. Stopped by Wallstedt. Brindley shoving the puck away. Nichushkin tried to scoop it up. 20 seconds left on this power play. Joe Eriksson trying to dig the puck out. Nichushkin still hounded here by 3 Wild players. And this will go all the way down. Jake Middleton looking to clear this one all the way out. Hand on the center ice and all the way back in his own zone is Taves. Final seconds at the power play. Nichushkin denied entry. And that does it for this man advantage. Nichushkin will restart as Bogosian's back on the ice. Flipped all the way down to Wallstedt. He'll cover. And that'll ensue a line change. Nazem Kadri is looking to get reacclimated into the Colorado lineup. Nazem Kadri lined up at the slots, and he had some clean looks, including a shot that was stopped on the glove side by Wallstedt. Had some space on the right side of the nets. That's why you go ahead and reacquire him. Some good looks early. Another face-off win by the Wild. This time it's in the defensive zone. Moved up for the far side. As the Wild, they looking to get this one out their own end. The Avs fling this one back in. Jonas Brodin. Brodin looking to get this one out. Far side. Held in by the Avs. And this will go right out in front for a shot. Turned away by Wallstedt. Zakhar Bardakov's out there. Droki Viranta as well. Right point and then left. Here is Kulak around onto the far side. Down low for Bardakov. Zakhar Bardakov shoved down by Quinn Hughes. Hughes trying to retreat the puck and the Wild have it. 10:15 left in the first. No score here. Alec Nava, Ian Genge with you. Here on the play-by-play in color. Kirill Kaprizov out there on the ice as plays blown dead. How are you, Ian?
Doing good, man. I'm actually out for a walk at the moment, so I'm not watching the game. But I saw you were on, so I figured I'd join.
Oh, and just as we were speaking, my alma mater, High Point, is going dancing again.
Let's go.
Yes. Big South Conference champions. We've punched our ticket to March Madness.
Okay, see, now you got to prove. The take now is that Cinderella stories are dead. Prove them wrong.
It's time. Halfway through the first period, and this goes up for the far side, retrieved by Nick Waugh, former Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup champion 23. One-timer Waugh. That's stopped by Wallstedt, held inside by Brent Burns, looking for his first Stanley Cup. This is his best chance at the Cup here in Colorado. Could not be held in by Burns. He is thriving on that second pairing next to Josh Manson. An unlikely second pairing because they're both right-shot defensemen. Given away by Wedgewood, he just got back onto his crease. Sam Malinsky saved the day, though. Malinsky up onto the far side, and this will be, I think, icing from Colorado. And Brock Faber, who was part of this Minnesota penalty kill, it's crucial in killing out both of those penalties from Minnesota. And Nick Waugh, who won a Stanley Cup in 23 with Vegas, he's inserted into this third line. And when fully healthy, this third line is going to consist of Ross Colton and Nazem Kadri next to Waugh. The Avs are still waiting on the return of Arturi Lehkonen and Logan O'Connor. And Gabe Landeskog is a late scratch in this game. So that's why Zakhar Bardakov is in the game. Same thing with Gavin Brindley. Far side, here's a long shot from Hughes that couldn't make its way to the goal. Faber kept it alive from the right point. He'll get back the puck. Faber waits. He'll fling this one around through the boards, but jumping in front of the pass was Brindley, only to be sticked away by Kaprizov. That ensues a puck battle at that far corner. Poke loose by Colorado. Hughes tried to keep it alive, but could not. Shots are 9-4 Avs. The Wild trying to get the first goal. They bring the puck back in. Quinn Hughes got it away. Up the far boards is cleared out by the Avs. Settled down by Natchez with Kadri setting up in front. Natchez waits from the point. Moving in is McKinnon with speed. McKinnon to the slot. Save Wallstedt. A dangerous chance there for the Avalanche, but it's held in by Makar. Over to McKinnon. Natchez again, the former Hurricane. Natchez drops it back, and here's a long shot. That's turned away by Wallstedt. Taves with the keep. Devon Taves from that far corner, looking to make up for that robbery that Connor Hellebuck stuffed him in the Olympics. Cal Makar gave it up. And here's Michael McCarron. Just one scoring chance for the Wild, and this one's gloved down by Wedgewood. And McKinnon is a little banged up. The medical staff is checking up on him at the bench. He's going to be on the bench, but it's nothing too serious. We'll step away here with about 8 minutes left. It is McKinnon who took a block right on his shin. Ouch.
Really ouch.
Yeah.
So, good lord, man. I think Steve Dangle's gonna have to write another book.
Oh boy. Yeah. I'll tell that's. I got PTSD watching that video. Nadi?
Bro, producer Drew was a wild man.
Oh, producer Drew, what are you reading?
Or better yet, what? It's, I understand if you're doing these things because you're actually doing research for a disturbing or exotic lore of Pokemon, I get it. But buddy, are you reading this in your free time?
Producer Drew, what are you? What do you do? I'll just say, what fandoms are you getting yourself into, Producer Drew?
The Pokemon fandom that sect of it shares the same. Well, Alex, as a Sonic fan, I'm sure you've seen some shit.
Well, I mean, there is that side of Sonic fandom, so I know every fandom has a certain side that goes NSFW.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we're not going to mention in what exactly the contents are because of its content. So we're going to keep this PG. Nathan McKinnon, first in goals, third in assists, second in points. He's truthfully a Hart Trophy contender as we get back underway here with approximately 8 minutes to go. Faber just kept the puck in the zone. That was close to getting out. And McKinnon's on a 5-game point streak with 2 goals and 8 assists. 8 minutes left, the Wild trying to get on the board. Ryan Hartman brings it back. Kaprizov mishandles the puck. He'll keep it alive in the offensive zone. Down low is Hartman over to Kaprizov, who gets stick lifted. And the Avs will clear this one out. Be collected at center ice by Ross Colton. Bumped by Faber. Nelson gets ran into, but is held inside. Quick shot. That is above the crease. Missed the net entirely. Faber brings it out. Colton trying to jam at this puck. 6 free to hits in favor of the Avalanche. And you know, by playoff time, I did make a suggestion right to the broadcast to make a hit counter. Yurov couldn't get 2 shots going because he was stick checked by Josh Manson twice, making life easier for Wedgewood. So by playoff time, would it make complete sense for hockey broadcast to add a hit counter in addition to the shot counter?
It certainly is a unique idea.
It is. I mean, they integrate a shot counter as a main part of the score bug, and Sportsnet started this back in the mid 2010s when they integrated that. NBC followed suit in 21. This puck is played all the way to the Minnesota zone, where it's Jack Drury who tried to center it up. Parker Kelly couldn't be on the receiving end because of a stick lift. Vladimir Tarasenko can't get it out, but he is helped out by Yakov Trenin. Another stick it away. That allows the Avs to keep. Centering pass couldn't go. Don't keep Viranta, the intended man, from Parker Kelly. The Avs trying to hold. Minnesota picks it up. They are backing themselves up close to Wallstedt, who is today's starting goaltender. Elevated up high, and it'll be collected at the near quarter by Trenin. Far quarter, Nick Foligno, first game with the Wild, still waiting on the return of his brother, Marcus Foligno. It's the first time that the two brothers are playing on the same team together. It's a backhander off the steal, and Wedgewood had to pay attention to that. Speaking of Nick Foligno, he was the one who stole the puck and got the backhand try right on him. How special it would be for the two brothers to be playing together. There's a realistic chance they play on the same line in the future. Marcus is currently sidelined due to injury. Nick is the healthy man right now, acquired by Minnesota for absolutely nothing. The official return is future considerations. The injury to Marcus Foligno is a lower body injury that is not specified. 6.5 minutes to go. The Avalanche have it. Here is Cale Makar. So, what a unique opportunity for Nick and Marcus Foligno. Should they play on the same line? Preferably the fourth line.
I mean, it's different name, but it would be a great opportunity if they assisted each other on the score.
Oh yeah, it would be special.
Wait, Foligno.
Nick Foligno. Oh, should Hunter Ryan Singh be on the call for a playoff game on Sportsnet? Please make that happen.
Yeah, do it.
Here is Minnesota. With the puck, Matt Boldy got it in. Gold medalist with the United States. Here's Sam Malinsky picking it up away from Boldy. Nelson, pass too far. It'll be Joel Eriksson Ek of Sweden. Up the far side, here come the Wild. Boldy holds onto it left circle. Matt Boldy, centering pass was a little too far, and it exits the zone. At center ice, here are the Wild with it. Ryan Hartman goes all the way back, and he'll slowly make his way up. Hartman tried to backhand it, but couldn't go any further than the red line. Faber waits. This went off a stick, and this will go back to Faber for Quinn Hughes. They were not on the same pairing for the United States, as Faber was on the same pairing as Jacob Slavin, and Hughes was paired with Charlie McAvoy. And this will be out of play as it was dumped in onto the mesh. That'll put us at a stoppage with less than 5 minutes to go. Still no score. Minnesota and Colorado. So we're at the break right now. Gonna check in with the rest of the NHL. Whew, so that was a classic between Colorado and Dallas. That shootout win from the Avalanche. They won 5-4. That snapped the Stars' 10-game winning streak.
Jesus, I didn't realize Dallas was like that.
and and it was such an offensive shootout from that game, and I was flipping back and forth between the Canes game and the Avs game. Marty Necas with a goal and 3 assists. The tying goal from Valeri Nichushkin with 15 seconds to go. And he got the shootout winner for the Avs.
Is it just me, or does Dallas always seem to be in peak form when they are not the subject of conversation most nights?
Well, it seems that way, Ian. When they're not the subject of conversation, they seem to be finding their groove. This is when they get hyped up, and then the moment they become the subject of conversation, ouch.
Yeah. Okay, on a quick note, I need the Columbus Blue Jackets to lock in now. You are so close. Please.
We mentioned what the goal is, Ian. Finish the story.
Finish the damn story.
Oh, here's something about Bobby Brink. He was a Minnesota State champion in 2018 with Minnetonka High School. Bobby Brink was a national champion with the Denver Pioneers 4 years ago. All that's left of him, Stanley Cup champion.
The Flyers aren't finding any consistent form. And they do not have the capacity.
Oh, man. It's a blessing that Minnesota got him from Philadelphia. As the Flyers, they're stuck in their rebuild. And Tree said, "You're building nothing." Oh my goodness. It's frustrating in Philadelphia's Faber just kept it in the zone. Almost was forced out. Colorado trying to exit out with the puck, but cannot. Zuccarello, 38-year-old from Norway. Kaprizov fanned on the pass. Brink has 1 block and 3:46 of ice time here. In his second game with the Wild, he debuted with 1 shot on goal. Wallstedt came out the crease to play this one up front for Matt Zuccarello, and Zuccarello moved it up front. Off the near side, Yakov Trenin trying to keep it in his zone. Taves was there. Devon Taves trying to get it out. Marty Necas with some help. Here he is with the puck. Rolling it up from the outside for McKinnon. David McKinnon to the goal! Wallstedt shut it down. Oh my goodness, that looked like a dangerous chance for Big Nate. But here's Cale Makar keeping it in left point. Taves right side. Down deep for Kadri. Nazem Kadri got it all the way back for Taves. Taves almost lost it. Got it back. Here is Necas all the way across for Kadri. Taves, Makar, long one-timer blocked. He'll get it back. Walking the left side. Pass Brodin. Makar going around the near corner. Now moving it for Necas. High shot. Wallstedt there. He'll cover up left side. 11-6 are the shots in favor of the Avalanche with 3:23 left in the first period. And given these two teams, I know the Avalanche are the best team in the NHL, but that Central Division is loaded, and it's easier said than done getting out of that Central Division alive. Only one team winning the President's Trophy has ever made it to the conference finals, and that's the New York Rangers twice. Second line comes on for the Avalanche. That is centered by Brock Nelson. He wins this faceoff. Very good faceoff, man. 9 scoring chances for the Avs. Here's a 10th one as Brett Kulak can't get this one to the net. The Wild scoop it up. They only had 1 scoring chance this late into the first period. Minnesota fires a shot from Zach Bogosian that's stopped by Wedgewood. Foligno centers it up. That pass was broken up. And Nichushkin will go wide onto the right side. Nichushkin stick lifted. And the Wild will take it back. Loose stick onto the ice. Nelson hunting down the puck. Beat out. Puck comes out towards the slot. It's a hunt for the puck. Swept away from Kiviranta. Back towards the right point. Molinsky holding onto the puck. His shot blocked, but he gives it to Kiviranta. Left point, Kulak. Waits. Now back for Molinsky. Long shot. Rebound towards the right circle. Another chance. Wallstedt shuts it down. 2 great chances from Nichushkin. Wallstedt stood tall. The Great Wall of Minnesota. Two excellent penalty kills from Minnesota. And it was the second block of this period. And that went off the stick, I believe, That was that Bobby Brink? I can't give a number on it. I can't tell if that's number 10, but we do know there's not a number 18. Vinny Hedestroza was traded to the Panthers, essentially in exchange for Jeff Petrie, because an earlier trade involved the Panthers and Wild involving Petrie for a 7th round pick. So essentially the trade was Petrie for Hedestroza and a 7th.
Death in the twilight of his career, hoping for that elusive cup.
Essentially, yes. His previous best chance was in Montreal in 2021 when he was on the second pairing. He was on the second pairing next to Joel Edmondson, and that was the miracle run with the Canadiens. Barsai is dumped in. Kiviranta chasing after the puck. He gets it away from Quinn Hughes, but Hughes nabs it over to Faber. Their side, here's Brink, the newcomer. Brink, pass was sticked away. Ends up at center ice, picked up by the Avs as Natchez moves in with speed. He'll wait, turning around and shooting. No good look there. Ross Colton has it. He'll fling it down deep. The loose puck was sticked away. Brink was there. Matt Boldy on the intercept. Natchez still out there on the ice of McKinnon. Up the far side, a Wild have this one sticked away. They'll come back with the puck and enter inside. Nice move inside. Wedgewood shuts it down. He'll keep the puck alive. 1:35 to go here in the first. Here's Jonas Brodie. Sent in deep by Ryan Hartman, but here come the Avs the other way. Off the stick check. Nazem Kadri going behind the net. Looking for Taves. He'll find him. Mishandled the pass intended for McCarr as it exits out to center. Still no score here with 1:15 left as McKinnon settles it down. Errant pass, and this will be moved up by Zuccarello, but getting back on time to the puck was Taves. Centering pass down low was knocked away. Cleared out by Natchez. Kadri looking to get this one deep. He will, and the Avs will go for a line change in the final minute of the first. Still looking for a first goal this game. The closest chances came from Nazem Kadri. Here's Zuccarello up the far side. Almost knocked away by Colorado. This pass will go around the end boards towards the near half boards. The Avs trying to get back the puck is held in by Bogosian, former Stanley Cup winning member of the Lightning. In front! Wedgewood shut it down. Danila Yurov centering that third line. A dangerous look. Scott Wedgewood has been sharp. Another excellent save right on Danila Yurov, the 22-year-old rookie. And a good read there from Minnesota's Matt Boldy came with fancy moves. One fancy move around Devon Taves, just like he did in the Olympics for the United States. And Boldy is showcasing his worth and saying to Kirill Kaprizov, "You're not alone in this fight. I have your back." One of two Wild players who have at least 70 points. The other being, of course, Kaprizov. Avs clear it out with 30 seconds. And this will be picked up by Bogosian. Has Michael McCarron in front of him. Parker Kelly is watching. 14-8, the shots on goal in favor of the Avalanche with 20 seconds left. Bogosian winding down time. Fans impatient. Bogosian fires around through the near side. And this will be deflected up front. This will reach Wedgewood. He'll cover it up with 10.6. Played it right at his doorstep. And that went over Dallas. Mackenzie Blackwood was pulled. After allowing 4 goals on 11 shots, Scott Wedgewood stopped all 10 shots that he has faced. So the Avalanche have a decision to make in Game 1 of the playoffs. Whether to start Blackwood or to start Wedgewood. Because both of these goaltenders have been excellent this season, but Wedgewood has played above Blackwood's level. As we come to the end of the first period, no goals from either side. The shots are 14-9. Closest chance from Colorado is Nazem Kadri. Closest chance from Minnesota, Danila Yurov. So, after 20 minutes, we're still knotted at 0.
Man, that's why hockey's one of the best sports. Because it really is a sport where a player who had long been considered washed or done in the league can come back and say, you thought this was over. You thought I was done? Hold my mask, glove, and stick.
Hockey is beautiful because you expect all the chaos to happen.
Okay, so now that we're in the first intermission, Alec, your Hurricanes and Penguins, their trade deadlines. How do you grade them?
From what I saw from the Hurricanes trade deadline, honestly, not too bad on keeping the band together as we have now, but we could have done more because it would have been nice to get Bennington, but that is going to be a pipe dream based on the play of Brandon Bussey this season. What I wanted is Scott Lawton, though. To get him would be a nice assessment of it all, to upgrade that fourth line. That doesn't mean Mark Jankowski's bad, because he's a good fit on that fourth line. But if you want some improvement on the fourth line, that's why you go after Lawton. Trading him to the Kings feels like a weird fit for him and the team, because the Kings are not good. They're not bad either. They're just there in the playoff hunt. Not good enough to contend, not bad enough to get a high pick. That's a spot that no team wants to be in. Lawton to Carolina would have been much better.
Yeah, and the fact, the thing that stumped me for a minute there is, the Kings, right before they started making moves mediocre, they pulled off a very buy low trade for Artemi Panarin, which we'll see by season's end how that works out. And then they go after Scott Lofton, which, by all measurables, you think that they were serious about going in to the playoffs. But as I recall, isn't one of their main problems goaltending?
One of their main problems is goal scoring, from what I see things. And also, Warren Fogle fell out of the favor in the lineup because he was healthy scratch from the Kings lineup. So he's traded away to Ottawa. Hence why they got him, because David Perron is hurt, and he's shipped off to Detroit.
Oh, I didn't realize Perron was hurt.
But he should be back soon.
He'll be back soon, and because of Deus Ex Machina, the Detroit Red Wings are going to win the cup this year because, well, stories.
you can expect the unexpected.
Now, you want to talk about a surprise for me? The fact that the St. Louis Blues were able to take their overpriced contracts with no trade clauses attached and still somehow find a way to come out with not one but 2 first-round picks. Yeah.
Those are major wins.
Yeah, Braden Shen to the Islanders, I could see where the value was and why they got what they got for him. But a first and a third and more for Justin Falk?
Well, don't get me wrong. Falk is an all situations defenseman, but Detroit paid a steep price to get him. The fit's there. It's that the Red Wings overpaid to get him.
Which says to me that they were really jonesing for a defenseman, although from what I was talking about with Mr. Ott, they were looking for a defensive defenseman, and let me tell you, that is not Justin Falk.
Rasmus Ristolainen, I assume?
Not even. I mean, maybe, but here's what astounds me, is that Yeah, so apparently Rasmus Ristolainen has been playing very good defense. But how high were the Flyers demanding for his services that they couldn't trade him?
Who knows? At this point, you're just holding the man hostage. Yeah. I wonder what the return is. And in such a case, teams were not willing to overpay for Ristolainen services, and if so, that's understandable. If it's more than just one first, then I can understand why teams would not want to give up multiple early round picks to get Ristolainen. Because even though Ristolainen is one of the best defensive defensemen, that's the example of an overpay and a half.
Yeah. I don't know. So this trade deadline will not be absolute.
It was disappointing.
It was underwhelming. I can't even. I can say that my team got good value for what they traded, but it was. I expected more,
Yeah.
However,
Because
Doug Armstrong has an affinity as just he can't stop giving his players no trade clauses. And I'm just talking about the Blues here. But okay. So after the absolute shellacking that the Maple Leafs have been going through, how are they not tearing their whole team apart?
Ooh. Well, that's a good way to start off with the Leafs conversation without mentioning a certain thing that we already discussed. But the Leafs may need to consider at this point that this was a failed. This is a wasted era. In the time frame of the Austin Matthews era, only 2 playoff series wins, winless in Game 7s, losing not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 winner-take-all games, including Game 5 at the bubble to Columbus. 7.
Where they didn't even score. They got goose-egged in that game. They didn't score a goal against a Columbus team that no one thought was going to beat them.
Yes. That is important too. In all but one of those winner-take-all games, they scored 1 or less goals. The only time in which they scored more than 1 goal, the first Game 7 they played in the Matthews era, 2018, against Boston.
Yes, and we all know how that turned out. And we all know how I actually want to know what exactly did the devil line out for the Maple Leafs for the sins of Harold Ballard? I need to see how long they are going to be stuck in this perpetual Ferris wheel of failure and minimal success, because this is absolutely pathetic. I mean, the Phil Kessel era was an era wasted. To go from that to the Shayna plan, assemble a forward core that other teams would have killed to have, and then screw up the cap situation so bad that you couldn't find adequate defense throwing Jake Gardner out there in the playoffs, and then coming up with one series win.
You should have a lot more than this. A lot more.
Before, and that series win was in 2022?
23 in the Shanna plan. The other one being just last year. Both of them came in 6 games. And in the one in 23, 3 of those wins had to come in overtime. Last year, 2 of them came in overtime.
So 2 series wins in 22 years since 2004.
Gee, look, you can flex over Ottawa all you like, Toronto, but at the end of the day, it's a wasted era.
No. They can't even flex over Ottawa. Ottawa made it further than they have in... God, when was the last time they made the conference championship?
The conference final? 2017.
Well, no. Not the Senators. The Leafs.
The Leafs? Oh, the last time they made the conference final? 2002.
Yeah, you don't... Where they lost to?
The Brass Bonanza. Oh my god.
Was that the Hurricanes' first? Was that the Hurricanes' first playoff series, or the first Stanley Cup as the Hurricanes?
Not the first playoff series, but the first trip to the final.
Right.
Oh, Marty Jelena.
Yeah.
I know Flames fans remember him well. Oh man. So, looking at the current standings, Anaheim is now taking a top spot in the Pacific Division, and by all accounts, their turnaround has been impressive. Yeah, they're banking on the breakouts of Cutter Gauthier, Leo Carlson, and how about Beckett Seneca, who has 20 goals as a rookie this year and 51 points, third on the team. And them getting John Carlson helps out the defense core. To fit next to Jackson Lacombe makes perfect sense. Anaheim. I did predict Anaheim as a sleeper team this year to make the playoffs. And my hot take was them going to the conference final. Oh my goodness, this turnaround is insane to watch from them. And this is a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I don't understand Anaheim. I don't understand how they operate because they start so well. They fall off so hard. And then when they finally hit the ground, they bounce back up like they're made of rubber. I don't get the team, which by all historical precedent and metrics, I should say they're a first round exit. But at the same time, will the real Anaheim please stand up?
You never know this Pacific Division. They're just too. This Pacific Division is the definition of cardiac. There's no predicting this division at all. What we do know is that the Oilers are frauds and the Golden Knights are too inconsistent.
Unfortunately, the Oilers are still going to make the damn playoffs because every other team just doesn't know how to find consistent form.
That's especially true of the rest of the teams, including the Vegas Golden Knights themselves, who just don't know how to find consistent form or consistent goaltending. A lot can be said about many teams, though. Anaheim, not really consistent goaltending. And
speaking of which, what the heck happened to Aiden Hill? Wasn't he supposed to be the next big Vegas goaltender?
injuries have ruined his career trajectory. So that's why Vegas is pivoting to starting Akira Schmid if they were to go to game one at the playoffs. At least from what I think.
Hang on. Akira Schmid, the one-year wonder for the New Jersey Devils.
That Akira Schmid, yes.
Oh, Billboard, Akira Schmid, Mackenzie Blackwood. Is someone going to dig Corey Schneider out of the pile and he's going to become a starter again?
Or can we find some consistency from Jacob Markstrom or Jake Allen, for that matter?
Well, here's the thing. You're never going to find consistent form with Jake Allen. He has always been an enigma his entire career. Markstrom, I remember Markstrom with the Vancouver Canucks. The guy was a stud. Goes to the Calgary Flames. He's meh at best. And now he's with the Devils. I think 1 year he's been good, 1 year he's been bad, and it's been a thing. His whole career.
Yeah, and it's basically a thing with his whole career where he's been a walking enigma. We don't know what he truly is. He's either really good or mind-numbingly bad. But we saw how really good he can be when the United States faced Sweden. But everywhere else, this season, it's been a mind-numbingly bad season for Markstrom and by his standards. Other times, he's just making Steve Dangle say the line.
You're a goaltender.
Pen the goal. Yes.
Good Lord. The dangle dang it market has never been more fruitful. There are so many dang it's. Not even week after week. Game after game, there's always something new. Or something you've seen before, and it's still equally face palming. And just
oh man. It's just you can only shake your head and wonder what the heck is going on here.
How are you still leaving your threes when the puck is still in play and there's only 20 to 22 games left in the season for teams?
You just can't make this up. Second period's underway, and immediately it's a save by Jesper Wallstedt. And we do have some news on why Landeskog is not in the lineup. We do have a report from the Colorado Avalanche 30 minutes before game time. He is out week to week of a lower body injury. So he is a late scratcher in the lineup because of a lower body injury, out week to week.
You're going to have to do some editing right now, but I got to... God damn it. Seriously, hockey gods, will you please have mercy on Gabriel Landeskog
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, this is just outrageous. I mean, he for crying out loud, he missed the last 3 seasons to a lengthy knee injury, as there's a kick save by Wallstedt off a shot from the slot, as Makar held the puck in the zone. Far corner played around through the boards, right point, and this will be a high sticking call. It's going to be assessed here. 43 seconds into the second period. Going to see who is the guilty party. And it looks like it's Ryan Hartman. So the Avalanche are going to the power play for the third time. High sticky on Hartman. He got a stick up high on Nazem Kadri. Not exactly a newcomer with Colorado. He's been here before. He arrived here again. He arrived both times via trade. First from Toronto, second from Calgary. And if you're the Wild, you cannot play with fire at this point of the game because the Avalanche, even though they don't have good power play numbers, they start to find their form late. And if you're Colorado, you want to find that man wearing the number 29 in the Navy. The goal goes loose, by the way. The referees are taking a look at the Minnesota goal, manned by Jesper Wallstedt, looking at that left pole. There are adjustment periods here in intermissions. We'll see how the Avalanche respond in this adjustment period. David McKinnon, Cale Makar, Martin Necas, Brock Nelson, and Nazem Kadri, the five-man unit on the ice here for Colorado. They're doing some cleanup at the Wallstedt crease. And it's safe to say Avs fans are hyped up about the return of Kadri. How about Jesper Wallstedt? He's been outstanding this season in his rookie year. And he's keeping the Wild afloat here. This is a 1-2 punch between him and Philip Gustafsson. It shows that they have a continuity plan for their goaltender plan after the retirement of Marc-Andre Fleury. 16 saves for Wallstedt so far on the day. Top unit is out there for the Avalanche. Keep an eye out on number 29 and number 88. We know who is who. And you can feel the confidence of Wallstedt throughout this game as it continues. He's anticipating all the shots and all the angles. And there's a reason why he was named to the Team Sweden roster as one of their three goaltenders. He alongside Gustafsson. Jacob Markstrom, the other one. Initially, this was supposed to be Linus Ullmark, but he opted out for personal reasons. He's since returned to the Ottawa Senators. And there were some discussions about Minnesota possibly using Wallstedt as a trade chip to improve center depth. That didn't happen, and honestly, it was a good thing it didn't happen. Remember that the Wild, they were linked previously to Vincent Trocheck. No trade materialized for Trocheck. The Rangers didn't get the package they wanted. So they're keeping a hold of him after holding him out for roster management purposes. The anticipation was he was going to get traded. No trade happened. Nelson and Eriksson Ek on the faceoff draw. Won by Nelson, over towards the left point. Waiting against Makar. Now here's McKinnon going down low. Trying to return it back to Necas was McKinnon. And the puck free. Nelson swept it. Over towards the right side, Kadri. Now back for Makar. Going to Kadri, top of the right circle. Kadri towards McKinnon. McKinnon cycles. Back over to Makar. McKinnon. Makar one-timer. And this was blocked in front. Kadri picks it up near corner. Going all the way back for McKinnon. He and Makar will trade places as Makar handles the puck on the right side. Going for Necas. And that was deflected wide. McKinnon looks to pass back. The pass blocked. And it'll be cleared out. That was Matt Boldy with the block. And here's the first clear. Here is Cale Makar who will drop it for Necas. Marty Necas re-enters the zone. Drops back over to Brock Nelson. Late man is McKinnon. That's sticked away. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Wild. Rushing back is Necas. Matt Boldy tries a backhand feed that's intercepted by Makar. Back the other way, moving it up near side is Kadri. Nazem Kadri moves it up left circle. Necas shot. Stopped by Wallstedt. Kadri couldn't handle the rebound. And it's cleared all the way out. And here the Avalanche will grab a hold of it. Here's the first change. The second power play here comes on. That of Colton, Brindley, Nichushkin, Burns, and Manson. This goes back left point. Moving up towards the center. Brindley couldn't deflect it home. Devontae brings it back for Brent Burns. Burns, pass blocked. And it will be restarted by Burns. The Avs will pick it back up. Nichushkin, brought forward by Brindley. Former Columbus Blue Jacket. It's taken onto the boards. Nichushkin couldn't center it. He'll pick it back up on the left circle. Moving it up. No shot in there. Cannot be picked up by Burns. And the Wild are free on the penalty kill. Colorado will get this all the way down. Wallstedt will pick it up. And it'll go for a change for the Minnesota Wild as they will get this one back towards their own defensive zone. Jonas Brodin is the first one back. Ryan Hartman sends it over to Kirill Kaprizov. And it'll be fed across all the way, poked forward on the deflection by the Wild. Quinn Hughes tried to center it for Hartman, who couldn't send this one home. Hartman, from the right point, will send this down low through the far corner. The Avs trying to clear it out. Jack Drury in control. Held inside off the failed clear, but it bounces wide of Quinn Hughes, and here comes the break. Here's the Bardakov, shut down by Wallstedt. Colorado trying to keep the puck in the zone, in which they do. Left point is held inside. Up on the far corner as the Avs center this one in front. The pass blocked. That was a one-timer that actually was blocked. It's a set all the way down. And here's Scott Wedgewood playing this one out. Sam Malinsky all the way back at the defensive zone to restart for the Avs. Up the far side. Here come the Avs, bring it back in. Gavin Brindley overskated it. Yakov Trenin first to it. Bumped off the puck by Parker Kelly. And this will be Kel Makar picking up, evading Danila Yurov. Back for Kelly. Centered up for Waugh. Nick Waugh centers up front. Malinsky sends it inside. 13 of 3 scoring chances in favor of the Avalanche. They've been hounding Jesper Wallstedt all game long. Waugh's tied up by Jake Middleton. Waugh pokes it free. Harassed by Bogosian. And there's going to be a penalty here. This will be the first penalty on the Avalanche on the day. It was Zach Bogosian on the drawing the penalty. And giving a shout out to our good friend John Ott, who's listening on board here. He's out on a walk right now. Nice to have him listening along. High sticking is the call on Waugh, 2 minutes. And it was Zakar Bardakov who almost got a scoring chance. Jesper Wallstedt turned away. Good burst of energy from Bardakov. But the Wild kept him on the outside lane, and this is a good chance for Minnesota to get on the board. Colorado's penalty kill is equally as good as Minnesota's. Here's the first clear. Wallstedt will play it on this trapezoid and play it over to Quinn Hughes. The power play has been much improved ever since the acquisition of Hughes. Goals per game has improved. 5-on-5 goals per game has improved as Bodie shut down by Wedgewood. The puck comes over to Zuccarello, the former Ranger. Back for Zuccarello. The puck was nearly picked away. Now here comes Brock Nelson. Nelson looking for a scoring chance. Nelson puts it over left circle. Across the ice. Couldn't find Nichushkin. Kaprizov will restart for the Wild. Moved up the far side and spinning and turning was Joe Erikssonek. Second line center up on the far corner. Erikssonek keeping a hold. Bodie backhands it over and swung it to Quinn Hughes. Hughes on the near corner. Here's Kaprizov. Back over to Hughes. Daryl Kaprizov gets it back from Hughes. Kaprizov will retreat back. Center point. Now back again to Kaprizov. Kaprizov, his shot was deflected off his stick, and it's out of play. So 5 lefties on this power play, but what a move by Matt Boldy as he continues to make Devon Toews look like a fool of himself. If you remember the Olympics when he scored that gorgeous goal. Here's another gold medalist, Brock Nelson, who made a fancy move of his own, but couldn't find Nichushkin on time. Face-off won by the Avs. It'll be Josh Manson who will clear this one down. Second clear goes to Wallstedt at the trapezoid. Brock Faber controlling the second unit with 45 seconds left on this man advantage. He'll set things up. Yurov moving it across over to Brink. Fancy middle name for Bobby Brink. His full name is Bobby Orr Brink. Little tribute to the legendary Boston Bruin. And here's a short chance. Quick shot. That's wide of the crease. Jack Drury set it up. 17-9 shots on goal in favor of the Avalanche. That's twice now the Avs got short of chances. Centering pass for Tarasenko. Backhander. Loose in the crease. And it's cleared away by Kiviranta. Wild think it's out of play. No whistle from the referees. 10 seconds left on the power play. Brought back in by the Wild as they go through the right point. 5 seconds, and the Avs will get the final say and kill off the penalty. The penalty kill units for both teams have been a combined 4 for 4 as Jared Spurgeon is out controlling the puck. Spurgeon up the far side. He'll send this one around. It's been defense that's been the tail of the tape here for today's game. Natchez gets the puck, moving in with speed. Setting up behind for the trailer. Quick shot, save, Wallstedt. Directed onto the far corner. McCarron trying to clear. Avalanche keep it. A little bit out of the reach of Malinsky. He'll pick it up. Dropping it back over to Makar. One-timer left side. Wide to goal. 85 on the shot. And this will go all the way to Wedgewood. He'll play this over for Malinsky. He signed an extension at the midway point this season. Earlier this year. Marty Natchez starting up with speed. That's his game. Gets bumped by Bodie. Malinsky plays it over to Makar. Kale Makar sends it down deep. Jesper Wallstedt slowed it down. And this period has been a slow-moving game. 4-1, shots on goal, Colorado. There's been much of the same for both sides. Defense being the tail of the tape. Colorado's been the more aggressive offensive team. Quinn Hughes chops the puck down. Matt Bodie is there. Matt Bodie dropping it back. Nelson trying to cut it away. Bodie staying with the puck. Does it go opposite side? Brock Faber held inside by Joe Eriksson-Ek. Looks for Bodie. Finds him. Far corner. Hounded down by Taves, who falls down. Bodie with the hold. Down low. In front. Zuccarello. Wedgewood stood his ground. Back to Bodie. Opposite point. This is held by Quinn Hughes. Overtime hero against Sweden for the United States. 11:50 as it's cleared out by Burns. And the Wild will change their lineups. All the way back is Minnesota at their own zone. Hughes soccers it to himself. Hughes moves up on his own. Moves right side of the pass to Zuccarello. Drops back, just held inside by Kaprizov. Loose stick on the ice. Kaprizov walks around the right side. Retreats back to the point. Still with the puck. High shot stopped by Wedgewood. Middleton on the keep. Handled by Kaprizov. Look for Zuccarello. Chipped by Colorado out of the zone. No 2-on-2. The Wild still with the puck. It is Zuccarello. Best offensive sequence for the Wild all game long as we push the halfway mark of regulation of 1 minute towards that point. Avs get it out. And here's McKinnon. Behind the defense. Nathan McKinnon moves in. Shut down by Wallstedt. He'll come out front. One-timer is blocked. And the Wild will start up with Kaprizov. Quinn Hughes has been out there for 2 minutes. The clear is intercepted by Manson at center ice. Brought back in by Manson. And here's Natchez looking to set it up. Hughes is still out there on the ice. Left point, Kulak on the hold. Hughes got a block. The Wild will restart with this. Still no score near the midway mark of this game. And Wedgewood is going to keep the play going. Brett Kulak to Josh Manson. Manson moves it up the middle. Moved up front. It is Nazem Kadri. Handled by Walsh as he looks to clear it out. Helped out by Brodin to Yurov. Up the far side, it is Yakov Trenin. He is watched by Sam Malinsky. Drop pass back. High shot. It's turned away by Wedgewood. Held inside by Minnesota. Now back for Brodin. Stop shot easily kicked away by Wedgewood. And Tarasenko kept it alive over to Bodie. Quinn Hughes is averaging 27.45 of time on ice this season. That's as easily first in the NHL. He's the true workhorse defenseman. Here's Natchez, who'll wait. Now on the right side. Kale Makar. Hounded down by Jonas Brodin. Shakes him up. Makar walks around Bodie. Makar looks to set up in front. Makar still looking for a man. Makar across. And could not be corralled down by Kadri. Could be caught down by Trenin. He'll carry it down the zone. With 9:33 to go, Wedgewood played this one towards his left. Colorado looking to get this one up and through. Bouncing puck is picked up by the Wild at their own blue line. Near the benches. Loose stick is still on the ice. Wedgewood ran into some trouble, but the puck is over the near half boards by neither side. Arm is up in the air from the referee, waved off because if Colorado touched it, the play would be stopped. Looked to be a high stick. Long shot blocked. Faber gloved it down, swinging a miss on the second try. Now here's a one-on-one chance. Joel Kiviranta, the former Dallas Star, looks. Now on the left side, Ross Colton tees one up, and that is wide the crease. Nelson couldn't hold the zone. It will be brought back by the Avs from their own zone. Josh Manson will look across. Overskating it was his line mate. Here's Manson with it. 14-6 are the missed shots. Avalanche with it. Of course, they've been the better offensive team. In front, and that was deflected wide. Josh Manson was turned aside by Jesper Wallstedt, the Great Wall of Minnesota. Stick lift. And here's the Avalanche with it. Now it's a one-timer that was fired wide, almost directed towards the goal. Valery Nichushkin. Here's another one-timer. Another block there for Minnesota. Their stingy defensive system. Nichushkin a third time, and this time Jesper Wallstedt says, "Whew, let's pause the action here. The ice needs to be scraped, you know." And we will have a nice scrapage here with 8:18 left in the second period. No score between us. Alec Nava, Ian Genge, John Ott listening on board. And whew, a lot to get to. But forget a playoff spot for the Buffalo Sabres, Ian. They're going for first place in the Atlantic.
You know what? Buffalo, just go and win the whole damn thing. I know John Ott's in here, and believe me, John, Detroit is also on that list, but just Buffalo going and winning the whole thing. First of all, Vegas would absolutely collapse. Because nobody had Buffalo winning anything this season.
This would be the ultimate redemption story for Buffalo, bar none, in any sport, bar none.
It would also, if his fate already isn't sealed, it would seal Kevin Adams' fate of never getting another a GM job in the league. Because, wow, the moment you leave, the team wins a cup.
That would be the ultimate hilarity on his part, because this team at first glance, this was his team that he assembled, and yes, they got Josh Stone, but the team didn't truly gel until after Jarmo Kekalainen was hired.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Penguins, who play later today, coming up in an hour. Some of the guys on the Penguins, they're wearing Duquesne jerseys, approaching March Madness. Oh, I love it. 8:18 to go, second period. We're soon to get back. Nazem Kadri is taking the face-off. No, he's going to get tossed out the face-off dot. So Nathan McKinnon is going to take it against Joel Eriksson, one of the better shutdown centers in the NHL, who can also score. 22-16, the shots in favor of the Avs, and McKinnon wins it in relief of Kadri. But immediately is picked up by Brodin. Brodin falls down. He had the referee in front of him. Oh my goodness. That's not a way to go here if you're Brodin. Here's Taves across for his partner Makar. Paired together for Canada as this is deflected in. And one of the few times we've able to save this ward in this game. Icing. It'll come back to the Colorado zone. I have to say, should Buffalo win a Stanley Cup, it automatically makes the Eichel trade a win-win. .10:24 of ice time for Kadri. 3 shots, 1 hit in his first game back in Colorado. McKinnon gets the puck out of the zone. From center ice is picked up by Makar. This is past Martinachis. Quinn Hughes tried to play it out. Kadri, and from McKinnon, he scores!
And there it is. And of course, it's who else?
The NHL's goal-scoring leader, Nate Dogg, gets the Avalanche on the board after 32 minutes of play. Nazem Kadri was the one who set this up, and a very fitting welcome back for the fans to Big Naz. And he was the one who got the primary assist over to McKinnon. What a welcome back. And these two are celebrating with one another. Some fist bumps with each other as Kadri set up McKinnon at the high slot. And McKinnon gets another red lamp on it to extend his number one goal scoring position to 43 goals on the year on the 21st shot of the game for the Avalanche. Icing is called. Of course, those numbers speak to greatness. 43 and 23, different sports. Of course, 43 goals. That is 6 more from second place holder Cole Caulfield. Matt Boldy and Kirill Kaprizov each have 35 goals, tied for third in the entire NHL. So we have 3 of the top 5 goal scorers playing in this game right now. The next closest goal scorer from any team that's playing on the day here would be Brock Nelson with 30 goals, one of the more underrated goal scorers in the NHL. On the ice right now is Nick Wallace taking the faceoff. He gets some help from Parker Kelly, but it's retrieved by Kaprizov. On to the right, baseball batted down by Zuccarello. Kaprizov here, looking for the tying goal. Looks back right point. Faber on the return feed for Kaprizov. Kaprizov hands this off to Hughes. Hughes, spinorama around Wall. Going over to Ryan Hartman, high shot. That's a save by Wedgewood. Kaprizov hounds his man down. Kaprizov centers it up, no shot. Hughes picks it up on the center point. And a high shot bounced wide off the block. Faber looks. Will go around for Hartman. And it's Zuccarello again. Matt Zuccarello pinned towards the wall at the near corner. The Wild keep it alive. Played out by Colorado. And Faber will backhand it around. Zuccarello brings this one back. 5'8" from Norway. The Wild play this one behind the crease of Wedgewood. Still have a stick, but there's a loose stick behind the crease. Hughes stutter stepping and activating down. Here's Hughes, centering feed up front. Wedgewood down. The puck is still at the Wild, but cleared all the way out to the point. Tarasenko on the hold. Here he is at the puck. Tarasenko looks right side. Looks in front, deflected, and that's wide. Tried to deflect it towards the goal. 6 minutes left in the second period. A long shot was stopped by Wedgewood. The Avs will get it out. No changes here for the Avs because they only managed to get it back for center. Now here's a partial change as Parker Kelly exits. Middleton will fire this around the end boards. First one to the puck is Colorado. I thought it was Gavin Brindley, but that's Zakhar Bardakov. Minnesota will play this one through. And moving back is Tarasenko. Vladimir Tarasenko up the far side past Brett Kulak. Tarasenko tried to one-hand that through. Didn't get much wood on that. Danila Yurov tried to play this one through. It's Colorado playing it out. 5:25 is fired inside on the near side. Zach Bogosian the first one to the puck. It's Valery Nichushkin. On to the puck. Josh Manson playing it to the near corner. It bounced off the stick of Nelson, but not out. It's Manson on the keep. Left point. Manson fell down on his knees, staying with the puck. Eriksson with him. Manson's helped out. It's back towards the left point. Taves walks into the right circle. Taves fires. Deflected in front. Nelson is down. Puck is played by Eriksson. Ross Colton with a stick lift on it. Eriksson stays with it. Joel Eriksson comes in. He fires wide. 11 blocks for the Wild to the Avalanche's 8. Matt Boldy on the far side looking for a man. Boldy spinning around Taves. Matt Boldy. Can he make a fool out of him a third time? Boldy over to Brodin. Jonas Brodin around Val Nichushkin. Back for Bobby Brink. Brink will look at the near side. One tire from Boldy. And that high shot was easily held by Scott Wedgewood to stop play with 4:27 to go. Avalanche on the board. And who else but Nathan MacKinnon? His 43rd of the year. The Colorado Avalanche have the only goal so far on the day. We'll be right back.
Alex, sometimes when I go through the old internet library, I actually do find some gems. If you recall back in the 2000s or the 2010s, there was an argument. There was a video of an argument between two dudes about the Wizard of Oz. Do you you know the video I'm referring to?
Oh no, I forgot about that.
Her sister was a witch. And what was her sister? A princess. The Wicked Witch of the East Grove. I just found that in the old folder. It's the best part about it is that he's so confident but so wrong at the same time. They were both witches, and that's the thing.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
And now I find it again because someone posted, would you work in a graveyard for $500 an hour? And me arguing with a ghost at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, put me in a graveyard in Dallas, and I will slander the Cowboys all day long.
Oh my goodness. Back in this game, and I would want to see this video once you get the chance. If you could, I would love to see it though. That absolutely hilarious video. Far corner, centering pass, nobody in the slot for Minnesota. Held in by Brodin. As he's matched 1-on-1, shoved to the boards. Not much else. Nick Foligno going down low. It is Kaprizov, who's been out there a long time. John Hines is double shifting him in this time stage. Brodin down low for Foligno. 2/3 of the fourth line out there. Michael McCarron is also there. Foligno. The pass missed McCarron. Quinn Hughes on the hold. He's trying to shove away Nazem Kadri. Hughes grabbing a hold of it. And Colorado gets it out. Kirill Kaprizov going to the bench. He's tired. He wants a change. Hughes can't get the clean entry. Glove down. No offside here. Boldy on the hold. Boldy fires. That's off the post. Held inside. And a Wild. Arm is up in the air. Play whistle dead. I don't think there's going to be a penalty out of this. But there is an argument between the two sides. Matt Boldy had a good look from the high side. He fired this one off the inside the post. Bobby Brink was not in position to get the rebound. We'll return here because now last time around was the second ice scrapage. We'll have the third ice scrapage at the period. I wonder what... oh my goodness. You had me thinking about that video. Now you have me really thinking about that video again and again.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, I have to say, once again, happy International Women's Day, and a special shout out to Olympic gold medalist Alyssa Liu, who won gold in figure skating. Her decision to withdraw from the World Figure Skating Championships in Prague, not really a surprise to figure skating insiders after she won the gold at the Winter Olympics, the first time for USA since 2002. And since then, she became an overnight sensation. Oh, she also so happens to be a fan of My Little Pony.
So I'm posting the video in the Jumbotron and an edit someone made on a certain NHL coach.
Wait, John Tortorella?
Someone just dubbed. No, but the video is in the other one.
That's crazy that you put torts on this. Oh.
Mount Tortorella. Always erupted.
That is diabolical, Ian. Oh, man. We're back here in Colorado. As we come back to a 3:10 left, it is Minnesota with the puck. They're looking for the tying goal. The only goal has come from Nathan MacKinnon, the assist to Nazem Kadri. Kirill Kaprizov hunting down the puck. Brett Kulak beat him out. Wearing number 27, last worn by Jonathan Drouin in Colorado, and before him, Ryan Graves. The assist went to New Jersey. We have the space for Bowen Byron. Backhanded in deep by Matt Boldy. Moving up with the puck is Minnesota. Joe Eriksson's shot turned away. The rebound could not be centered on Queeley. Eriksson pointed out towards the right point for Faber. Brock Faber walks the point. Goes the other side. Faber turns around, fires. No deflection in there. That's why. Drury got it out, and the Avalanche will restart, and they're backpedaling with the puck. Nazem Kadri waits for help on the far half boards. Kadri to the left circle. Chips it over on a saucer pass to Burns. Could not be held in at the line by Manson. 2 minutes to go here. The Avalanche holding on to a 1-0 lead. They'll get back the puck, and they survive the dangerous turnover. Josh Manson brings it back. Has Kadri with him. Burns at the opposite point. He finds him. Manson will go off. No, he's staying on. Onto the far quarter. Starter stepping is MacKinnon. Centering pass. Natchez going to get a clean shot on it. Brock Faber there. Matt Zuccarello picks it up. He'll move it up for the far side. The Wild with a chance here. Ryan Hartman shut down by Manson and is poked away by the Avs. Looking to get this one down, but held in by Zuccarello. Zuccarello comes back in high slot and could not be deflected in. Hartman with a seeing eye shot. No, that's Brink actually, who tried to get this onto Scott Wedgewood. Hartman plays it up onto the right circle, deflected down. Natchez trying to play this one out. Wild hold it thanks to Hartman. Hartman's sharp angle shot turned away by Wedgewood. It's loose in front, picked up by the Avalanche. And the Avs clear it down with 1:10 to go in the second. MacKinnon the only goal. Kadri the assist. Alec Nava, Ian Genge, play-by-play in color. John Ott listening here. He's on his walk right now. 1 minute to go. Loosen his swat. Backhander. It's still free. Scott Wedgewood's all over it. And he covers. And now here comes the shoving. That's of no surprise whenever you see players battling at the net front. Tarasenko and Nelson at the center of it. Tarasenko, the former St. Louis Blue, and Nelson, the former New York Islander. Danila Yurov and Yakov Trenin were both there poking at the puck alongside Tarasenko. All 3 Wild forwards were parked at the front off the net front. Josh Manson had at his right skate in front of the puck to block that as well, to deny Yurov a clean look. So far, Yurov has the best chance for the Wild. The 2 best chances. Colorado wearing their fur jerseys, their alternate logo, and the Colorado state flag. Jack Drury with it. Shove once. That frees up the space for McCarr to handle it. Wild keeping it at the far half boards. After being nearly doubled in shots, the Wild are close to evening the shot board. Here's Tarasenko on the keep at the far half boards. Around through with 31. Brodin on the keep. Back deep for Yurov. That is intercepted by McCarr. Here's a 3-on-2 if they hurry back. McCarr for the far side against Spurgeon. McCarr looks to the trailer Taves. Taves long shot. That's stopped by Wallstedt. Brought back to Taves, and here's McCarr again. 13 on the clock. Towards the near quarter, picked up by the Avs. Could not be brought home to Taves. The Wild play it. And Tarasenko gets it deep. 4 seconds. Deflected on by Waugh. And Wallstedt turns that away. That runs out the second period. Welcome back, Naz. He has the primary assist on the only goal of the game. Nathan MacKinnon with his 43rd of the season. 1-0 Colorado after 40 minutes. The official score, MacKinnon from Kadri. Just 1 assist. We're at the end of the second period. Alec Nava, Ian Genge. So, whew. Yeah, now that we're in the days leading up to March Madness, conference tournaments have started, and we have a new 1 seed in the men's bracketology. Florida has replaced UConn on the 1 seed on the latest ESPN bracketology. The 1 seeds are as follows: Duke, Florida, Arizona, and Michigan. Those are the four projected 1 seeds on the ESPN bracketology. None of them have been confirmed. The only confirmed teams in March Madness are Tennessee State, who is a 16 seed. So ESPN has 2 different circles. The open circle is the projected circle, and the closed circle is a confirmed team in March Madness. We do have a confirmed 16 seed matchup in the first 4. UMBC and Long Island. Long Island is qualified for the tournament by way of a conference loophole. And joining in on March Madness as a 12th seed in the West region is High Point, winning the Big South Conference. Woohoo! So that's the latest from the bracketology. Everything else is yet to be finalized. Now I'm going to check the CBS bracketology. So when it comes to bracketology, I usually check the CBS bracketology. So the top seeds, the number 1 seeds in the East are projected to be Duke in the East, Michigan in the Midwest, Arizona in the West, Florida in the South. The number 2 seeds projected to be Illinois in the East, UConn in the Midwest, Michigan State in the West, Houston in the South. So the last number 1 seed is down to UConn and Florida. So a lot is going to be on the line here for all these teams that are fighting for March Madness spots. And also to say condolences to the Murray family in the wake of the passing of Troy Murray yesterday. And he played a lengthy career with the Chicago Blackhawks. He won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche on the 1996 team. Rest in peace, to Troy Murray.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yep. So, I was talking about March Madness. We do have some confirmed teams alongside High Point. We do have Long Island University and UMBC as confirmed teams on the bracket.
UMBC again, huh?
Yep. The scrappy 16 seed that pulled off the upset of a lifetime against Virginia.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think my Missouri Tigers are missing out on the dance this year.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Mizzou on the latest bracket, but we do have another confirmed March Madness team, 16th seeded Tennessee State.
Wow.
So, everything else will be decided on conference tournaments and Selection Sunday. We'll be paying attention to Selection Sunday next week, because this coming week is conference tournaments. And I have to say, the SEC and the Big Ten have been looking mighty deep heading into March Madness. And Duke is the consensus number 1 overall seed. And the story has been Cam Boozer. But, like in previous years, Ian, we have to exercise caution with Duke, because in recent years in March Madness, Duke has came up short. They came up short with Zion Williamson. They came up short with Cooper Flagg. And they came up short several times with Grayson Allen. And now with Cam Boozer, we'd wonder if they can finally pull it off, or if it's going to be another year where they fall short again.
I don't see Duke winning. I don't know. No, I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. Phil, there's the potential for an exit that they deem is earlier than expected. I'd say either Elite 8 or Final 4, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
You know, that Midwest region between Michigan and UConn, that's going to be a tough battle. But Iowa State is a scrappy team that can be in it, too. Don't count out Vandy either. And how about Miami of Ohio? Perfect season in the regular season, 31-0. That's history. First time that any team in the NCAA has achieved a perfect season in the regular season since Gonzaga when they made it to the national championship undefeated up until they faced Baylor. What a year it's been for Miami of Ohio. And that South region could see a potential national championship rematch from last year. Florida and Houston are the top 2 seeds. Purdue not too far behind at number 3 on the projections. Oh, up to see. As of right now from CBS's bracketology, it lists High Point as the number 12 seed in the West region. And we draw Arkansas in the first round, which, I'll have to say, Ian, I like our chances against Arkansas.
Okay, Mizzou just played against Arkansas. Arkansas they can get out on the fast break like I haven't seen an SEC team do before. It is so quick. And limit the turnovers. For everything on High Point's game, limit the turnovers or you have no chance.
That is especially true because we know who Arkansas's head coach is, John Calipari. And we know with Calipari, he's successful regular season wise, but in recent years he's had a habit of underachieving in March Madness. We saw this infamously when Kentucky lost to St. Peter's, and also I believe there was a previous tie with Calipari. Gotta check his head coaching record. Yeah, he infamously lost to St. Peter's in the first round.
Was Kentucky the one that lost to... Oh, wait, no. It was Purdue that lost to Farley Dickinson.
Yeah, that was the FDU Believe It game. Yeah, that was the St. Peter's game in which Kentucky lost to. Yep. And then, 2 years later, first round again, Kentucky would lose to Oakland 2 years after the St. Peter's upset.
Yep, I remember that. I also remember our friend Mr. Ott being ecstatic after that victory.
Oh, yeah. The 14th seeded Oakland Golden Grizzlies. What a time it is for Oakland. The highest point for them. And then first year at Arkansas as the 10th seed for Calipari. Defeated 7th seeded Kansas, delivering more pain to a Jayhawks team that got away with controversy the year before as Samford believed that it was all ball on the block. They ruled it a foul. The refs ruled a foul. Samford didn't think it was a foul, and that was all ball. And honestly, it was all ball. And the next game after for Kansas, their opponent at that time for the Jayhawks, right after the Samford victory, as they would lose that second round game to Gonzaga, Gonzaga said, "The ball don't lie." Well, first year in Arkansas was a success by his standards, but the ugly habit of postseason chokes reared its ugly head for Calipari. An 85-83 overtime loss to Texas Tech off a blown lead. It's just becoming a habit for Calipari. Which, I have to say, I know for a fact Calipari is an accomplished coach. But at this stage of his career, I don't know if I can truly trust Calipari on a deep run.
I have no idea. I don't see. That's the thing about March Madness. You have an idea of who's going to make it to the end, but you don't know how it's going to happen.
Which I can see us getting past Arkansas. Now, the projected number 4 seed in the West, Gonzaga, that's another animal. Because Gonzaga restocked themselves after being the number 8 seed in their region last year, losing to Houston. That was a very hyped up 1v8 matchup, to be honest. Houston was the better team. Just wish that they could finish the job last year in the national championship. Just fake the Emmanuel Sharp should have faked the shot and then fired a free ball. By that point, go ahead bucket. Houston possibly wins that. All right, so CBS projected seeds are, we're going by region. In the East, Duke, Illinois, Alabama, Texas Tech, St. John's, North Carolina, St. Mary's, Kentucky, NC State, UCF, St. Louis, Yale, UNC Wilmington, North Dakota State, Central Arkansas, and the 16th seed will be between Long Island and Bethune-Cookman. On the South, it is Florida, Houston, Purdue, Nebraska, Kansas, Tennessee, Miami of Florida, Ohio State, Utah State, Texas A&M, USF, Northern Iowa, Stephen F. Austin, ETSU, Troy, and Tennessee State. So on the Midwest, the projected bracketology from CBS lists Michigan, UConn, Iowa State, Vanderbilt, Louisville, Wisconsin, Georgia, Iowa, Texas, TCU, the 11th seed battle between Stanford and VCU, Miami, Ohio, Liberty, Navy, Wright State, and the 16th seed battle between Howard and UMBC. On the West region, the 1 through 16 is projected to be from CBS, Arizona, Michigan State, Virginia, Gonzaga, Arkansas, BYU, Villanova, Clemson, UCLA, Santa Clara, the 11th seed battle between SMU and Mizzou, High Point, Utah Valley, UC Irvine, Portland State, and Merrimack. So Mizzou is actually in the bracket, but they're projected to be, per CBS, in a first 4 matchup with SMU.
Well, that would be something. So I gotta ask, actually, real quick, pertaining to NASCAR, because the race is on. If Tyler Reddick wins another one, do you think there's gonna be an investigation?
Well, I don't think there's going to be an investigation, but there's going to be a lot of crying from the Hendrick fanboy saying, he's cheating! No, he's not cheating. He's legit. He's the real deal.
Yeah.
As of right now, the leader is Joey Logano, who won the pole at Phoenix. So yeah, they're at Phoenix Raceway. They're they're not going to have the championship held at Phoenix this year. They'll hold it at Homestead Miami Speedway, which is south of Miami and closer towards Homestead. Well, but so far today, it's been Penske domination because the 3 Penske cars are running 1, 2, 3. Logano, followed by Ryan Blaney, followed by Austin Cindric. But it would be unreal if Reddick were to win. Speaking of Reddick, he's currently running 4th. He is currently 4 seconds behind Logano for the lead, and his boss, Denny Hamlin, is running 5th. That's the latest update from the NASCAR Phoenix race, the Straight Talk Wireless 500. It's 500 kilometers on that 1 mile D-shaped track. But so far, it's been a rise. And I'll have to say, if any other driver were to win, and that includes Bubba Wallace, his teammate, who is currently second in the standings, they cannot catch up to Reddick because everyone else is at least 70 points behind Reddick for the standings lead, and the most points that you can get in a race, race is 75, and we assume that Reddick is going to get more points here. It's mathematically possible for Wallace to catch up, but that's in the case that happens, Reddick has to that would require that Reddick has to crash out of a race, and Wallace wins the first two stages and the race outright for him to pass Reddick in the standings, which I don't see happening. The most points you can get in the race is 75. A race win is now worth 55 points. Stage wins are still worth 10 points. Oh. I'm also going to be looking around through some news around World Baseball Classic. We're actually underway in the World Baseball Classic. And the United States is going to play Mexico in their next game, just coming off a win against Great Britain. A huge fifth inning for the United States, spearheaded by Kyle Schwarber, a 9-1 victory. How about that for USA?
I mean, with a lineup like this, I mean, if they don't win the whole thing, it will be a disappointment. Because you got a collection of talent that is unfathomably elite. I mean, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Bobby Witt Jr., the list goes on and on.
Even Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal pitching. Skubal already made his debut against Great Britain, is we're underway in the third. Paul Skeens is set to pitch against Mexico. And for selfish reasons, I have to admit that I don't know who to root for. Because being born in the United States, I'm the son of a Mexican family. So I don't know who to root for, honestly. Here's Natchez. He'll set up Nathan McKinnon, who has the game's only goal. Tipped it in onto the near quarter, where it's picked up by Jared Spurgeon. Bobby Brink will restart the play. From left to right, the Wild go in the white uniforms. The Avalanche are in the navy blue alternate uniforms with the Colorado State flag on their shoulders. Wedgewood scoops it up. I am Alec Nava alongside Ian Genge on color. John Ott listening along. We are 46 seconds into the third period, and the Avalanche are undefeated when leading after two periods. 33-0-0 with a plus 35 third period goal differential, which is second in the league to just the Vegas Golden Knights. Off the draw, it is Minnesota with the puck. They shake their man free from the deep point. Long shot. Blocker to side by Wedgewood. Not held in by Spurgeon, is cleared away by Nichushkin. Ross Colton after the puck. Chipped away by Minnesota. It'll be scooped up by Nichushkin. The Wild will take it back at center ice. Eriksson X sent it all the way down. Wedgewood will play it towards the near side. Intended for Madsen, skipped over him. Colton picks it up. Ross Colton up for the middle. 3-on-4 are the Avalanche as Nichushkin tries a high shot that's fired wide. Nelson down deep. Jake Middleton beats him out. Over towards the far half boards. And it's the Wild looking to get the game-tying goal. Trenton can't stick it in, but it's Bogosian with it. Zach Bogosian kicked out by Wedgewood. And Middleton's shot was blocked away and out. Jake Middleton, acquired by Minnesota from San Jose, and he's fitting nicely, whether it be the top pairing or the third pairing. But he has been absolutely key for the Wild in this core. He's brought down to a third pairing role after the acquisition of Quinn Hughes. And what a job that Quinn Hughes has done with Minnesota. He's bolstered the power play and bolstered the offensive attack. Everybody knew this was going to happen. Matt Boldy to take the face-off, loses it, but has some help out. The Avalanche clear the zone, and will be brought back by the Wild. Wedgewood will play this one behind his crease. Brett Kulak positioned to the left of Sam Malinsky. Malinsky waits, and now he'll break out. Malinsky starts the attack up the far side, or rather near side, to Nick Waugh, the former Vegas Golden Knight. Over to Gavin Brindley as he spins it around. Over to the far half boards. And being brought down was Malinsky. Kept it down low for Brindley. Out in front. Wallstedt the save. The rebound is loose. Brindley poked it free. Malinsky a one-timer. Fired wide. Waugh keeps it alive. Gets bumped at the far corner. Waugh with a hole at the puck. Parker Kelly stick lifted. Puck comes to Malinsky. Now here's Kulak. Wrist one. That is wide by several miles. Malinsky kept it inside. Brindley down low. Puck comes in front. Broken stick on the ice for Minnesota. Brindley still after the puck. Notice here's Brindley with it. And then back behind is Minnesota as they finally clear it out. And they get their changes. Avalanche bring it back in. Here's Nathan MacKinnon jumping onto the ice. MacKinnon looks near side. Back for Taves. Far side's Makar. Cale Makar tried to get this one through. New stick for Nick Foligno. Jared Spurgeon plays it from his own zone. Lifts it through. And moving up is Michael McCarron. McCarron moves in! Save Wedgewood! Kulak got it free for McKinnon. He'll move it up from Natchez. McKinnon waits at the left point. Brought it across. Long shot for Kadri. Stopped by Wallstedt and it's played out. Shots are 27 all between both teams after the Wild were outshot 17-9. You look at players like Cale Makar, he's able to shake off two Wild forwards, Nick Foligno and Michael McCarron, but the versatility that McCarron brings on the fourth line is why the Wild got him for a second-round pick. It's a steep price to pay, but his versatility and defensive reliability is why Bill Guerin likes him in the lineup. 76 points in his NHL career, former first-round pick with the Montreal Canadiens. On the right face-off circle, it is Brock Nelson and Ryan Hartman. Nelson wins it. Brett Kulak. Walking to left point. Looks for deflection. None there. Wallstedt save. Quinn Hughes can't clear. Brock Faber could. Faber leads the rush. 3-on-2. Drops it out for Zuccarello. Goes back across. And drops it away. Poked away by Nichushkin. Not enough for a breakout as Quinn Hughes kept it away from him. Delay penalty coming up against the Avalanche. Hughes twists and turns. He'll restart the attack. We're 6-on-5 until Colorado touches up or a goal is scored. And here is Matt Boldy with it. He'll drop back again. Minnesota playing their time with the puck. Playing even like there's an extra attacker situation because right now, under the delay penalty, they're playing with the extra attacker. They're playing like, and this is essentially like in the final minutes of the game where you need a goal to tie the game. Well, the Wild need a goal to tie the game to make it 1-1. Simple as that. Deflected up by Colorado, and Minnesota will go to the power play. And for the second time, the Colorado Avalanche will have a slashing call against them. This time, it's Ross Colton. Right onto the hand of Ryan Hartman, who felt that slash right onto him, and Colton is shaking his head. And he can't believe it, but that is a slash clear as day. Minnesota with their first opportunity to outshoot the Avalanche on the day. Oh, and yeah, that got his thumb. And we have more to talk about of what we saw recently in the NBA. A miraculous comeback from Jason Tatum. We'll get to more of that later. Wild on the power play, they win the faceoff. Kaprizov, deflected score! We are tied! Matt Boldy It's their 11th power play goal in their last 10 games for Minnesota. It was Kirill Kaprizov who got the initial shot. Don't know if it was Bodie or if it was off a Colorado skate, but who cares at this point? I think it was Bodie who laid his stick out, presented it in front for Kaprizov. It was a shot pass to the slot. Bodie got his stick in front of Brent Burns, deflected in front, and it's 1-1. These two are such a deadly combo. Whoever finishes first in the goal-scoring race for Minnesota, I think it's just a friendly competition for them at this point. Right now, Bodie's ahead. That's his 36th of the year. Jack Drury has tossed out the faceoff dot, and so is Joel Eriksson. So it's between Matt Bodie and Zakhar Bardakov. Won by Bodie. He's not a center. The Avalanche will pick it up, and the Wild, in the third period, they tie the game up early in the third. Long shot covered up by Scott Wedgewood. Oh, and speaking of Jason Tatum, he puts up 20 points in his second game back after a torn Achilles that could have sidelined him for the full season, but he worked his way back into the Celtics starting five. He was not on a minutes restriction on his first game back. What a comeback it is for Tatum. Talk more on this later. Wild win the faceoff. Brodin, one-timer. Wild tried to take the lead away, but nothing doing there on that missed one-timer. The Avalanche pick it up, and they'll bring this one back. Up the far side, wide of Joe Kiviranta. And it's behind the net. Bardakov fighting for the puck, but it's won by Minnesota. Bobby Brink moving up. Near side, batted down by Drury. Jack Drury takes it away. Back onto the defense with Brent Burns controlling. Up front for Bardakov, going one-on-one. He'll wait for help. Bardakov fires around the boards. He does have that help in Natchez, who drop back for McKinnon. Further drop back, and it's Cale Makar twisting and twirling. Makar jostled wide by Hughes. Makar still holding on to the puck. Makar spins out Faber. Pass intercepted. It's going to be another slashing penalty, but this time it's going to go against Minnesota. It's not Quinn Hughes going to the box, but it's nonetheless a Colorado power play. They're 0 for 3 on the man advantage on the day. The penalty is going to be against Yakov Trenin. 2 for slashing as Makar weaved his way past has Trenin. Make a one defender miss. Weave past Quinn Hughes. Spun him out. And then spun out Brock Faber. The majesty of Cale Makar is a spectacle to watch in and of itself. The same five-man unit is out there for the Avs. Nelson, Kadri, Natchez, McKinnon, and Makar. That's the top power play unit. And Kadri looking to win the faceoff for the Avs. Another false start here. This time it's Michael McCarron. And now Nick Foligno, who has played center before, to take the faceoff, he wins it. Jake Middleton can't clear it out as it's held at the right point. Nathan McKinnon on the hold on that far half boards. Brock Faber can't get it out. Natchez got it. Nelson's there. Set up for McKinnon. Can't get the shot away. He is tangled up along with one of the Wild. Brock Nelson got knocked down. And this will be picked up by the Wild. He'll just softly clear this one out, saying no chance. And the Wild are all over this puck. Almost looked to be a 5-on-3 chance, but we stay 5-on-4. Moving up through the right side is Natchez. Natchez can't split the defense, and the Wild will get it down. No, they can't. It's held inside. It's Brock Nelson. Fake one-timer. Here's Nelson. He's going to make it all the way. All the way back for Makar at the point. Natchez position on the right side, or left side rather. Kadri. Look to go back for McKinnon. He does. Now it's Makar. Nazem Kadri. Looks back for Makar. Finds him. Makar, he'll fire. Wide. That went off a stick. Kadri on the hold. Makar. Center point. Over to Natchez. Top of the left circle. Natchez comes down. Natchez looks for McKinnon. McKinnon goes in front. Backhander stopped by Wallstedt. Here's Natchez going back for Makar. Makar. One-timer Natchez. Off the post. And the rebound's picked up by Minnesota. Joe Eriksson tried to clear. There's a broken stick on the ice. And the Wild will get their changes thanks to that clear. And McKinnon will skate off. 30 seconds left on this man advantage. The Avs are 0 for 3. 25 seconds left on this penalty. Fired around and in. Bowery Nichushkin going after the puck. Picked up by the Wild here. Here's the break. Nico Sturm. He scores! Nico Sturm! A shorty! It's 2-1. It's the former Av who scores in Denver to give the Wild the lead. Is Jesper Wallstedt, who came back across for a tremendous save on Marty Necas. And on the bouncing puck, Nico Sturm picks it up, goes blocker side on Scott Wedgewood for a gimme. And everyone else gets caught. Gives the Wild a 2-1 lead here in the third period. Now it's the Avalanche who are looking for a game-tying goal. 10 seconds left on this penalty. And what a rip by Nico Sturm. The Avalanche have been uncharacteristically bad on the power play this season. And to make matters worse for them, they gave up a shorthanded goal. Special teams has been the name of the game for Minnesota. Power play goal followed by shorthanded goal. Behind the net. It's Yakov Trenin going back. Devon Taves picks it up at center ice. Cale Makar. We're at 5-on-5 now. And here they return with it as Taves. Nichushkin. He'll look. Nichushkin, sharp angle. Could not get it past Wallstedt. It's kept alive by Parker Kelly. Up and around to the far half boards. Tarasenko bodied off. And it's Kiviranta who holds his zone. On that right point. Here's Kelly who moves in. High slot. He fires. Nothing doing there. Kelly from that near corner picking up the loose puck. Behind the net. Here's Kelly. Sturm from Faber officially. Still behind the net as Waugh found Kelly onto the right point. As it's Sam Malinsky. Malinsky on his backhand navigating the left circle. Now twists and turns back. Brett Kulak's one-timer went wide. And it'll be scooped up by Kiviranta. Double teamed off the puck. Tarasenko one of them. Trenton holding onto it, but gave it away to Kiviranta. Going back for Malinsky. Looks for deflection. None there. Near the halfway mark of this third period, as the puck comes on front, and it's cleared out by Minnesota. They're playing defensive hockey as Colorado is shifting to the offensive. The Avalanche's top four line is out there again. Nate just fires around. For the far side, Kadri can't hold it, and here is Kirill Kaprizov moving back. Kaprizov jostled up the puck, and the centering pass goes wide of Zuccarello. McKinnon is tangled up. Zuccarello there. Here is Kaprizov all day to shoot it. He'll defer. One-timer. Shut down by Wedgewood. The rebound. No queen shot there. Sticking away from Makar. Cale Makar moves it back. Right side, Necas. McKinnon could get a queen entry. Kadri, he helps him out. Right point, Makar. Twisting and turning. Double team. Finds Manson. Here's Necas. The way penalty coming up against the Wild. The Avalanche go on their fifth power play unless they score here to tie the game. Back is Makar. Long shot went wide. No rebound. And Kaprizov will touch up. Penalty coming up. The Avalanche on their fifth power play, looking to make up for those missed opportunities. And Nathan McKinney, you know he's hungry. Kaprizov from Hughes and Erikssonek. Sturm from Faber. I'm Alec Nava. We'll be right back here in a moment. Kirill Kaprizov to the box. That's the 5th penalty against Minnesota on the game, and the 3rd straight slashing penalty that we've had in this period. Ross Colton, 2 for slashing. Yakov Trenin, 2 for slashing. And now Kaprizov, 2 for slashing. As he clipped Makar onto the head on his hands. That's the 2nd time that Makar has drawn a penalty in this period. Face-off win by the Avs. Here's Makar who drew the penalty. Looking for a clean look. Broken stick on the ice. So it's essentially 5-on-3. Here's Necas at the high slot. Going to McKinnon. Going down was, I believe, Jake Middleton to try to block. Here's McKinnon. One-time blast! And it's behind the net. Nazem Kadri played it over to McKinnon. McKinnon waits. Now over to Necas. Necas goes right circle. Across to McKinnon. That went onto the broken stick. McKinnon plays the broken stick away from him. McKinnon. And here's the exchange pass. Wallstedt with the save. He'll hold on 33 seconds. Killed in the Kaprizov penalty. 30 shots apiece. Wild lead 2-1. Up against a team with the second best third period goal differential and a twist of reversal of fortunes. So we have good friend John Ott here onto the space. How are you doing, John?
Alec, I'm doing well. You don't see that very often. Nathan McKinnon had to do some more housekeeping there to get his shot on the left out. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he played the broken stick away from him. And that looked to be Joel Eriksson who had that broken stick. Here's Necas from the left circle, played it back over to Makar. Necas, left circle. He surveys. Now back down low for McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon, he'll survey. Exchange spots with Necas. McKinnon going to Necas in front. And there's a traffic jam in front of Nazem Kadri. Makar played it over right point to Necas, and then back for Makar. McKinnon, he'll survey. Fancy moves here and there. Necas tried to stuff it through. All those shot attempts went wide. Kadri kept it alive for the Avs. Here is McKinnon, who can't play it, and the Wild will slowly work their way through center. Yakov Trenin takes it 1-on-1, looking for a shorthanded chance, instead will play around Wedgewood. Nick Foligno on the ice. Necas picks it up. 33 seconds left on the man advantage. Marty Necas on the near side. Now shifts center. Over to Gavin Brindley. Back over to Necas. All the way across for Nelson. Part the first unit is still out there. Makar still walking the point. He's out there with Taves. Nelson. Necas all the way across. No shot. Now back for Necas. One-timer! How does Wallstedt get all the way back for that? Here's Necas holding on to that. On the left circle, going back for Makar. 5 seconds. Necas across. Sticked away. Power play time runs out, and Kaprizov's out. The Wild get it out of the zone, as Kaprizov is out there for his shift. Devon Taves fires around through the near side, picked up by Quinn Hughes. Hughes sticked it away from traffic, held in by Brindley. 22-11 are the blocks in favor of the Wild. They've been playing defensive-minded hockey, and they got the right fits for their team. At the deadline, McCarron, Foligno, to name those. Bobby Brink as well. We haven't mentioned his name a lot in this game, but he's been crucial to that second line. What happens when Marcus Foligno and Marcus Johansson come back healthy? Here's Kaprizov, forced behind the goal by Brett Kulak. Ryan Hartman and Matt Zuccarello also out there on the ice. The pass from Hartman intercepted. And here come the Avs. Jack Drury leading the rush. Falling down is Nick Waugh, Stanley Cup champion with the Golden Knights. Yoki Viranta up with the puck. Far corner. Hartman there. Waugh also there to keep it for Colorado. Loose stick. It stayed in zone. Viranta centering pass. Gonna make it all the way through. Long shot. Score! Brett Kulak! We're tied again!
I don't know if I had Brett Kulak on my bingo card, but he got some traffic out in front of there, Alec. No chance for Wallstedt to see, because you made a great call before that. Marty Necas absolutely got robbed about a couple minutes ago with a beautiful save, but Wallstedt could never find that one.
He couldn't. Wallstedt was screened by several bodies in front. I don't know if it was Nick Waugh who got the deflection, Brett Kulak with the initial shot, but that was a hard-working shift from that fourth line, and And the fact that they are a third line as well, that speaks dividends to how deep this Colorado team is. Waugh with the deflection. It was Kiviranta with the initial shot. I think it was a deflection from Waugh who got that.
Yeah, Chris McFarland's going to like that because, as you called, that's beautiful work there. Kulak to set that down. Waugh, all their acquisitions are the ones that got them points alongside Nathan MacKinnon and Kadri.
Yep. Yeah, Kadri with the primary assist on the MacKinnon goal. And, of course, 2 more deadline acquisitions come flying here. Brett Kulak, the shot. We have a stoppage here. Nick Waugh, the deflection. Play stop, 7-12. Well, how about this matchup? We could see this as a potential second-round matchup.
Yeah, I was jealous the other day. I watched a little bit of that game between Dallas and Colorado when that one went into a shootout. And then we got this one here. So Central Division on display for Colorado over the last couple of games. And I know we can talk about them being a top seed and this and that. We've talked about that for years. Dallas still looks really good, although they're top heavy. Minnesota the same. That 2-3 matchup's going to hit pretty well.
And how about Buffalo? Forget playoff spot. How about first seed? At least they're tied for the first seed in the Atlantic with Tampa, who has 2 games in hand on Buffalo.
And they have it. I think today they also have a matchup correct, Alec, with Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So, and we could talk about the fact that they were so close to landing Colton Parayko, but Parayko invoked this no trade clause. I think Buffalo dodged a bullet in not getting Parayko because having to send Radim Murtka in the first the other way. Instead of that, you send away some lower-end prospects and a second-round pick for Logan Stanley and Luke Shen, and you get Sam Carrick. You shore up team needs. That's excellent work from Jarmo.
I think so, too. I think that's a safer call. You got the veteran leadership there with a predominantly young team. Yes, I know Rasmus Dahlin's the captain. Still got Owen Power as the young defenseman. But I like what you said there with their veteran leadership. I think that adds. And Tage Thompson's also unbelievable, but we know that.
Oh, yes, he has. Overtime winner for USA in the Worlds last year. Rasmus Dahlin, the captain. That leadership brass is in good hands in Buffalo. Lindy Ruff as the coach helps out a lot. He was the last coach for when the Sabres last made the playoffs, interestingly.
Yeah, you think about, remember a few years ago when they were thinking about fire Lindy? Yeah, it's changed completely. And Buffalo, honestly, as you said, they're battling for a top seed. And you know what? The stranger things could happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but when I was on that walk, also thank you for the Oakland shutout, by the way. But Colorado, Buffalo in the Stanley Cup final, who would have thought that months ago?
And if Buffalo does end up winning the Stanley Cup this year, it all evens out in the Jack Eichel trade. It becomes win-win.
Yeah, absolutely does. You take it away.
Yeah, we're on to the third period right here, past the middle mark. Colorado has tied it thanks to Nick Waugh off the shot from Brett Kulak. Josh Manson's playing on his offside. He used to play on the right side, but ever since Brent Burns was added to this lineup, Manson was shifted over to the offside. And that helps things out, balance out the lineup after Sam Girard got traded for Kulak. Girard, part of the Penguins now, came over to Pittsburgh alongside a second-round pick. Avs take it on their own zone as the Wild were trying to generate a chance. Shots 33-30, Colorado here. We're almost 3/4 of the way here in this third period. The Avs defeated the Stars in a shootout 5-4. Valery Nichushkin tied it with 15 seconds to go. Gabriel Landeskog was a late scratch. He's out week to week of a lower body injury. That throws Nazem Kadri on the top line next to Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Necas. Back deep are the Wild, fighting for possession. Scott Wedgewood there. Taves played away from danger. Up the far half boards, MacKinnon finds Necas. Will drop it off for Nate Dogg. Bodied up to the right point. Almost taken away, and now it is from Bobby Brink. Brink gets bodied off the puck as well, too. 6 minutes left. Even at 2, Waugh the tying goal, Kulak the only assist. So, as of right now, we don't know if Kiviranta is going to get credit, but he should for that hard-working shift. 5:50 left, and the latest goal for the Wild is a shorty from Nico Sturm. Backhanded and deep by Jared Spurgeon. Wedgewood can't find the puck. It's picked up by Colorado. And this will be played to center by the Wild. Close to 5:30 left. As the Wild are going back in with the puck. Brock Faber walking inside, sending pass up front, and Wedgewood denied that chance from Michael McCarron, who had a goal and assist in his Wild debut. Perhaps that's why they paid him the Predators a second-round pick for him, not only for down the line of goal scoring, but also for physicality and grit. Picked up by Minnesota as they will return back. 5:10 left in regulation, should we not have any more goals. Kirill Kaprizov gets stick lifted 3 times, and it's Brett Kulak picking it up. Stoppage on the play, 5:02 left.
I know you're in the mix of the play-by-play, Alec, but I think we are going to go to break. I do want to ask you, because I know that there were some questions about Jesper Wallstedt and whether he would possibly be traded. I think you and I didn't believe that was going to happen. But what have you seen from him in this game? Because it certainly feels like, to me, they got a franchise netminder.
A perfect compliment to Philip Gustafsson, a franchise goaltender as well. He's someone that you should want on your goaltender room. And I love the way that he's played. Last time we seen of Wallstedt up against Colorado, he had himself a day. 39 saves in a 3-2 shootout win at St. Paul on November 28th. And speaking of Gustafsson, he was starting the last matchup against Colorado. He had 44 saves in a 5-2 victory.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing that you did. I'm glad that you brought that up. And then I was also going to mention to you while we're on break as well. I'm looking at the standings. I know it's been a while since I caught up with you, but Edmonton is, they're on the brink there, buddy. I don't know if Edmonton Oilers are going to make the playoffs.
Well, me neither. If the Seattle Kraken and San Jose Sharks, they're not doing too well themselves. The Oilers, they're just hanging on for dear life, but Tristan Jarry is not looking good.
No, it hasn't worked out that well. And as you said with San Jose, Macklin Celebrini, if they make the playoffs, I'm just going to say it right now. I know it's going to be the wrong answer because you got Connor McDavid and McKinnon. I'm taking Macklin Celebrini as my heart.
You know, I can agree with you there. Should San Jose make their way to the playoffs, I think he's the instant heart winner. I'm with you there, John. Because the stuff that he's doing at just year number 2, this is a Sidney Crosby-like ascendance. Coming back over to here at Ball Arena. Tied at 2. Colorado, number 1 in the league. Minnesota, number 3 in the Central. These two teams have been all over the place. Minnesota would actually be number 4 in the league should the season end today. Colorado, of course, being the number 1, they would be the President's Trophy winner. The Wild are back on the power play off a penalty from Valerie Nichushkin. This is a slash from what I saw it to be. So the Wild going for a chance to go score a second power play goal. Special teams has been the name of the day for the Wild. They have a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. Going for a second power play goal. Boldy, Kaprizov, Eriksson, Zuccarello, and Hughes, the 5-man unit. Taves, the puck. He clears this one out. Did this one exit the ice? We're going to look at this. It's Kaprizov. He cuts to the middle. He tried to gain the zone, and he got clipped up on the hand from Nichushkin. No penalty here. We're staying 5-on-4. The puck left the ice, but it's not the way of game. The faceoff will be at the Colorado zone to the right of Wedgewood. Still the same 5-man unit out there. Nelson, Drury, Taves, Bacard, the 4-man penalty killing unit for the Avs. Faceoff won by Minnesota. Oh, and getting knocked down is one of the Wild. The Wild are 1-for-2 on the man advantage with 2 shots. Here's Hughes. He'll drop it. Here's Boldy with it. Swept away. Kaprizov backhanded from a sharp angle. Turned away by Wedgewood. The Wild keep it alive. In the offensive zone. Back for Kaprizov. Manning the point. Onto the left circle. 5 lefties on this top power play group for the Wild. Kaprizov to Hughes. Hughes walks the right point. He'll drop it on his backhand to Kaprizov, who's manning the near half boards. Down low and then back for Kaprizov. Kaprizov fires. No deflection. Kiviranta picks it up. He'll get this one down the ice. 1:04 left on the man advantage. Kaprizov will drop it back. And moving up is Quinn Hughes. He'll take his time with it. Hughes for Eriksson Ek. Joel Eriksson Ek drops for Boldy. Matt Boldy with it. Near half boards. Scored the first goal for USA in the gold medal game. Boldy fires. The deflection was wide. Drury walking on the clear. He'll do so. Jack's ex-uncle Chris used to play for the Buffalo Sabres. He was an integral member of those 2006 and 2007 teams. Second units on Brink, Hartman, Tarasenko, Faber, and Spurgeon. Here's Brink breaking the ice. Bobby Brink, save, rebound! Wedgewood stopping both shots. He will cover 23 seconds left on the power play. 3:25 to go here in this third period. The second unit getting their moment's worth here. Oh, man. He was a few moments away from getting that one up. And Bobby Brink is impressed in the time that he has spent with the Wild in a short span of action. And there he utilizes speed. Little guy with a big heart. It's like all the short kings that play to a high level. Kulak can't clear off the face-off. It's held in by the Wild. 15 seconds left on the power play. Brock Nelson's tangled up at that near corner. Brett Kulak joining in on the tangle-up. And is played out by Waugh, but not out. Faber on the hole. Far corner as a loose stick is on the ice and the Avalanche get the last say. Kill off the penalty. Played all the way down as Wallstedt played it for Faber. Brock Faber all the way across as he moved up the far side. Up the far half boards as he be settled on back at the trapezoid by Makar. Puck's poked free, and this will be Natchez. Going over with 2:41 left in regulation. Nazem Kadri gains a step, but not too much. Kadri. Jonas Brodin lost his helmet. He has to pick it back up or go to the bench. The Wild have it, and they'll get this one out. Natchez can't get this one away from Middleton. Middleton on the hold over to Faber. Brock Faber. 4 Avs back in the defensive zone. Bodie brings it back over to McCarron. Matt Bodie with it. Right circle. Bodie drops. Quinn Hughes walks up the high slot. Hughes blocked in front off his own man Kaprizov. He and Bodie are playing together. John Hines is trusting the two leading goal scorers of the Wild to play together on the top line at times. Chipped in deep by Parker Kelly, looking to scoot around. Brodin's helmet is still on the ice. Quinn Hughes is there for the puck. Hughes up the near side. And this will not be ice as this was deflected up front. From the far corner, center around the boards. The Avalanche are onto it first. They get this one up high and down the ice. It's a game where we have not seen icings for the most part. Counted only one of them. Up the far boards. Settled down by Colorado. 1:30 left in regulation should we not get any more goals here. 404 Nichushkin. Move towards the Minnesota bench and flip down the ice. Wallstedt manning his crease. Brock Nelson at the near corner tying up his man. Pride free. Colton joining in. Nichushkin picking up the loose puck behind the net. Back towards the right point. It is back around from Malinsky, intended for Nichushkin, but it goes past him. We're coming up on the last minute of regulation. Tarasenko knocked off his groove by Malinsky. Trennan comes in, trying to play the puck. Hartman runs into Sam Malinsky. 50 seconds left. Brett Kulak moves it up. The Avalanche going back with numbers. Marty Natchez jostled up the puck. The Wild are playing it now. 34-33 to shots in favor of Colorado 40 seconds ago. Wild with the puck. Tied at 2. Latest goal from Nick Waugh off the shot from Brett Kulak. Fans booing here as Quinn Hughes is taking sweet time with the puck. McKinnon watching. Hughes waits. Still waiting. Now he plays it out. Now back for Hughes. Fans are still booing as Hughes is taking a lot of time off the clock. Kaprizov plays across. Now sent in deep. Right behind Wedgewood. Played by Makar. At the defensive zone as the Avalanche are looking to get a last rush here to close out regulation, but it's picked up by Hughes. Here is Nathan McKinnon with the puck. Last second scoring chance will not come, and because of that, we're headed to overtime, tied at 2. Shots 34-33 after 60 minutes.
I'm going to hang with you to the OT and the shootout, and then hopefully I catch up with you next week, Alec. But I'm going to go ahead and cheat and take my OT winners, if you don't mind. I'm going to take the first glance. I'll at least leave a little one for Minnesota, but I want to go Kadri. He's already got an assist. Give me a goal. I'll take Hartman for Minnesota.
That's some nice selections he got there, John, for the OT selections. I'm looking at both of these teams. I want to select a pair of Olympians on each of their rosters. I'm going to go with Natchez for Colorado, and I am going Matt Boldy for Minnesota.
You got to take some of the heroes from the Olympics. I like it.
Yep. That's a fair selection for both sides. Marty Natchez, who came up huge for Czechia, and Matt Boldy, a gorgeous first goal for the United States in the gold medal game, and USA's first goal since 1980. Still looking around through the standings, and what we thought was going to be a buyer's market turned into a seller's market at the end. No trade for Trocheck, no trade for Parayko, and some of the names that we anticipate were going to be on the move, such as Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, Jordan Binnington. Hence why I'm mentioning all Blues players here on buyer's market. That didn't come to materialize.
No, it seemed like the prices were pretty high. What did you think about Carolina?
Well, what I thought about Carolina was that could have done more. Nick Delorier it isn't a bad addition, as it gives us someone who can stand up in the case someone goes after one of the top players. But I would have wanted Scott Lawton, to be honest, to shore up that fourth line.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh didn't need to do much because in this stage where it's a transitionary phase, Elmer Soderblom, Sam Girard, nice additions to the team. Wild are 9-7 in overtime. The Avs are 2-4 in overtime. Jesper Wallstedt and Scott Wedgewood have stood underground. The Avs are 2-5 in a shootout. Wild are 4-3 in a shootout. So the edge would go to Minnesota, and as we head into overtime, Brock Nelson is going to star in the opening draw, and the plan for Colorado is, should he win this opening faceoff, he'll get off the ice to get Nathan MacKinnon on the ice. That's what some teams have done here off opening faceoffs. This faceoff is won by Joe Eriksson, so the Avs will go on the defensive. Nelson will stay on. Quinn Hughes is taking his time with the puck. Matt Boldy. Joe Eriksson won the faceoff. It's a trio of Olympians on the ice for Minnesota. Kirill Kaprizov now jumps onto the ice in place of Eriksson. So the plan I said for Nelson for Colorado, same applies to Minnesota. Quinn Hughes walks around the puck. Drops for Boldy. Matt Boldy for Kirill Kaprizov. Skating circles around the Colorado zone. Kaprizov drops back for Hughes. Still taking his time with it. Hughes trying to lose Natchez. Hughes walks around his zone. Hughes drops back. Here's Boldy with open space. Boldy's shot was blocked. That was Brock Nelson in front. Natchez trying to get it out. Colorado has the first possession of overtime right now. Drury, Natchez, and Taves as Natchez exchanges spots. Marty Natchez fires wide. MacKinnon jumps onto the ice. He is joined by Taves. Nathan MacKinnon comes back around. He backs out of it, seeing no space. He'll drop off for Natchez, opening up space. MacKinnon draws a double team. It'll go to Makar, who jumps onto the ice. Cale Makar inside out. What a save by Wallstedt. Comes back for Kadri. He fires wide. This puck exits out of the zone. But Jesper Wallstedt, are you kidding? Cale Makar comes back. Moves back with this puck. Makar walks around the zone. Makar from the left circle all the way across for Kadri. Kadri drops forward MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon cycles around the zone with Quinn Hughes on him. MacKinnon going for Kadri, waits, fires! And that's a blocker saved by Wallstedt. Minnesota picks it up. Second possession for them. 2-on-2 as they come back. Matt Boldy is back on the ice. He'll go for a change as he defers all the way for Hughes. End of his shift. Hughes moves up front. And activating on the rush is Bobby Brink. Is he going to score in the second game of Minnesota? No. That is above the net. Picked up now by Joe Eriksson, but Brock Nelson's all over him. Here's Nelson one-on-one. Nelson fires. Faber got a stick on it. Brock Faber. Teammate of the United States. Nichushkin kept it in. Nichushkin looking to go back for Nelson. Still with the puck. Nelson. He'll back out of it, seeing one of the Wild players on his face, and Nichushkin will head to the bench. Colorado moves up front with Marty Natchez. Natchez 1-on-3. He'll wait for help. Going towards the high slot. Natchez drops for MacKinnon. MacKinnon with open space. Now closed off. He'll defer to Natchez. Looking to create some space of his own. Natchez will go to McKinnon. McKinnon in front. That bounced away. And Minnesota will clear it down. Scott Wedgewood will play this one out for Natchez. Joe Erikssonek, end of a 2-minute shift for him, heads to the bench. 2 minutes left in overtime. McKinnon dropping off for Natchez. He'll wait at the right circle. Natchez is behind the net. He'll go over towards the left side. Devon Taves backs out from the left point. Still taking his time with this, as there are no changes coming up. Now there is Nazem Kadri on the ice. Taves will set up Kadri, and Taves will go to the bench. Kadri waits, and he'll drop back for Makar. Backs out of it. He doesn't like what he sees. 1:25 to go as McKinnon will re-enter. David McKinnon drops it off for Kadri. McKinnon sets up! And there's nothing there as no deflection was there. McKinnon looks back, and he'll back out of it. Nothing there for McKinnon, Kadri, and Makar. Now here's McKinnon again. Moving up again. Drops out for Kadri again. Oh, McKinnon runs over one of the Wild players. Offensive zone penalty. The Wild have a grade A chance to end it in overtime. McKinnon the call.
I was going to say, Alec, it's pretty clear that McKinnon's trying to set up Kadri there about 3 times. Just got a little too physical there with Hartman.
Yep, he just plowed him over like a semi-truck. And that's a big no-no here in overtime. The Wild have a chance to nab the extra point. Jared Bednar understandably upset. You can't see the reaction based on the facial expression. And here on the power play, 1:03 left, the Wild used their timeout. Yeah, Colorado had good possession time with this puck, but you cannot run over anyone here in this overtime. That's going to be very costly. And the Wild have an excellent chance of ending this. Jesper Wallstedt made the save of the game right on the skate blade, right on Cale Makar. Are you kidding me? That's just magical. Unbelievable stuff from this goaltender room. The Avalanche have fired 36 shots on Wallstedt. It's a 4-on-3 power play. A chance to end the game here. It was simply lovely. Now on 4-on-3, there's expanded space for the Wild to operate. Interference is the penalty on McKinnon. 1 minute and 3 seconds of power play time. If time runs out here in overtime, we go to the shootout. Second straight shootout for the Avalanche. After they knocked off the Dallas Stars in a shootout just 2 days ago, the 4-man unit is Boldy, Kaprizov, Erikssonek, and Hughes. Taves is out there with Brent Burns, and his faceoff is won by the Wild. Quinn Hughes going to Matt Boldy. Boldy across, centering pass up front, couldn't make it all the way. Kept alive, all the way back for Hughes. Hughes walks the zone. Top of the right circle is Kaprizov. Back for Hughes. Hughes rips one wide. It'll be picked up by the Avs, and a high rising clear will be played by Minnesota right after the Colorado clear. 33 seconds left in overtime as Quinn Hughes gains the zone. Boldy sets up the pick. Here is Kaprizov. Kaprizov looks, surveys right side for Quinn Hughes. Kaprizov, and here's Boldy. Boldy back for Kaprizov. One-timer, that fired wide. Here's Hughes. 15 seconds left in OT. Boldy. Curran drag move. That shot went up high. 10 seconds. Colorado on a last-ditch effort to get an opportunity. Taves will just flip it down, and we will head to a shootout. 92 miles an hour on that last shot. Shots end 36-34. Colorado after 65 minutes of play. There's nothing left here. In this overtime, we'll head to shootout. At least 3 rounds. 2 if 2 guys from the same team score. But here is it's basically first to 3 wins, essentially. Or whoever gets the most goals after 3 rounds of the shootout wins the game and gets the second point. Bruins and Penguins are warming up in the meantime. And the Penguins are playing their second game without Evgeny Malkin. He was handed a 5-game suspension for slashing Rasmus Dahlin in the face and a move that essentially looked like whack-a-mole. It's a what are you doing moment for Malkin. Not his first suspension. He was suspended twice before for swinging his stick on Michael Raffo and Mark Borowiecki. It's his first such suspension. The Avalanche won their last game against the Stars in a shootout, looking to make it 2 in a row in a shootout and 3 and their third win in 8 tries in a shootout. This has been one of their weaknesses this season, but Marty Necas has been excellent in shootouts. Jared Bednar will love to trust him in the second go-around. Nichushkin won the first go-around. We'll see who goes first here for each team. John Hynes got his 400th career win in a 4-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. Scott Wedgewood keeping his crease. He's all accounted for as the Wild are going first. Matt Zuccarello is the first shooter for Minnesota. He'll go towards the near side. Now towards the slot. Fancy move. Oh, he lost the puck. He lost the puck at the last minute. Goodness gracious, Matt Zuccarello did everything right, but he just lost the puck just as he was about to shoot it, and he had all sorts of open room to shoot at. What a bummer. And here's Valeri Nichushkin, who went first in the shootout against Dallas. Scored in that round. We'll see what he does here. Goes near. Now moves slot. Several stick moves are up and inside. He scores. Lights the lamp for Colorado first. He's a left shot. He mixes up some forehand, backhands 5 times, or at least. Then goes to his forehand to fake out Jesper Wallstedt. The next shooter is Matt Bodie. 4 goals in 7 attempts this season in a shootout. Fans jeering him as he goes towards the slot, looking for the perfect move. He scores! Top shelf this time for Matty Ice. Matty on ice. But those are slick mitts from him. He faked the backhand on Wedgewood, and Wedgewood was anticipating the backhand. It was a forehand. Necas is free of 6. He is the second shooter for Colorado. Chance to put them up 2-1 in the shootout. Necas towards the backhand. Runs out of room. It's still 1-1. Going into the third round, and Necas, who scored the shootout winner last game, all that progress in trying to find the right move slowed him down. Wallstedt stayed with him and was patient. Here's Curran to throw. 2-6 in a shootout. But he's been electric. He's going to go straight away. Kaprizov. Shut down. It remains 1 apiece. Blocker's side from Wedgewood. Actually, that was glove side on Wedgewood. He tried to go there, and Wedgewood said, "Nuh-uh." And wouldn't this be something? In his first game back in Denver, the man was 3 for 3 in shootouts this year. Nazem Kadri. Could this be? It may be. It will not. His first miss in a shootout attempt this season, and it leads to a 4th round. Everybody was on their feet anticipating the moment that he would play hero. He had the primary assist on the Nathan MacKinnon goal. Still we're tied 1-1. Vladimir Tarasenko has not scored a shootout this year. 0 for 3. But he used to be a specialist back in the days in St. Louis. Here comes to the middle. 0 for 4. Kick save Wedgewood. For wondering about what he does here, well, there's another one. There's another one of those days where it came from. At the top of the blue paint, controlling that all throughout. And here is Nathan MacKinnon, who scored the first goal of the game. 1 for 3 in shootouts this year. He's speeding down the middle, stops, and scores! Nate Dogg, who scored the first goal, scores the last goal, has the final say. Colorado wins.
Hey, buddy, it was good to catch up with you. Hopefully I get to talk to you next week. I'll let you know what's going on. I know you've been busy with school and stuff, but also good luck to High Point.
Hey, thanks, John. Hoping for the best in this tournament. Woohoo! We made it.
Absolutely, buddy. We'll talk soon.
We will talk soon, indeed. So that does it here. Nathan MacKinnon, first goal, last goal in the shootout. Scores the winner as Jesper Wallstedt overcommitted and MacKinnon went top shelf on his goal. That's as sweet as it can get. Nick Waugh tied it. Nathan MacKinnon ended it. As we go towards our final stats, the hits are 25-20 Minnesota, shots 36-34 Colorado, face-offs 28-22 Minnesota. On the power play, the Wild are 1 for 4, the Avalanche 0 for 5. Block shots 21-13 Wild, and the giveaways 19-9 Minnesota. On the goal scoring front, MacKinnon from Kadri, Kaprizov from Hughes and Erikssonek, Sturm from Faber, Waugh from Kulak, and Kiviranta. They have just updated the goal sheet. Val Nichushkin and Nathan MacKinnon scored for Colorado on the shootout. Matt Boldy scored for Minnesota. That does it. I am Alec Nava alongside Ian Genge and John Ott saying so long from Denver, Colorado. Take care, everyone.